This shit looking real bright today, y'all. Let me know. Testing one, two. Can I hear? Make sure I can hear. Testing one, two. I can't. Testing one, two. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Give me a one. If y'all can hear me, give me a one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10. If y'all can hear me loud and clear, just let me know. Um, Waiting on my brother Tommy. Till Tommy, I'm gonna put the link in the chat. If anybody has a quick question and you want to come on the live stream, I just put the link in the chat. So if you click that link, you can join the live stream if you got a question. Y'all, if y'all saw the flyer, if you didn't see the flyer, you can look up in this right corner and see the flyer. Tonight's show, let me pull up the flyer just so I could give the rundown real fast. Oh, you missed the number 8. You skipped 8, Mika. Mika, we gotta check if Mika graduated high school. Cause she said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 9. Okay, here we go. We got a question from KJ. Captain, I have this question. When the Bible say if a man found a wife, he found a good thing. All right, so let's get the scripture on it. Let me see. Let me just search it up for you real fast. Let me search it for you real fast. Because there's a scripture I want to pair with it to go right along with it, right? Let me see. So this is Proverbs 18 and 22. I'm going to put this in the chat real fast, right? And 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 you actually asked a real good question, right? So this is the scripture that the brother has the question on, right? This scripture right here that says, "Whoso findeth the wife findeth a good thing." Did my screen freeze? Because it looks like it's frozen on my end. Let me make sure my screen didn't freeze. Let's see. I think my screen had froze. I think it should be back now, right? Is my screen back? Can y'all hear me again now? It look like I'm moving. All right. Okay. Is the screen back now? It should be back now, right? So and you know what it was? I'm using this app called iRuin. It's like iRune or whatever cam, which allows me to turn my phone into a camera, which gives for better quality. And I think when I shrunk it down, it made it freeze. So now the brother asked a real good question. The scripture said, "Whoso findeth the wife findeth a good thing," right? "And obtaineth favor from the Lord." So he wants to know, what does that mean? Excellent question. Um, Abson said, "Yo, it's funny how you had side and Israel doctrine scrambling on." We'll talk about that in a second too, man. You know what I got to start doing? You know what I'm gonna do based on these two questions? I'm gonna do a weekly, nightly segment, maybe on a Tuesday or something like that, where I could take questions and calls and stuff or something like that. Y'all just come up with a name that I could call it, and I'm gonna do it every Tuesday. So we got it locked in Tuesday about 9 o'clock. I'm gonna do a live, and y'all just let me know what y'all want me to call or give me a nice little title, and then we'll rock it out. But I'll talk about that in a second. So now there's another scripture that goes right along with this, right? When it talks about, it's in the Apocrypha, I believe. Um, Wait, hold on. It's like in the Apocrypha, and it talks about he grows up and down, wandering or something like that. Yes, here we go. This scripture right here. Now, of course, in the Eastward, it has it abbreviated as Sirach, but we call it Ecclesiasticus. So in Ecclesiasticus 36 and 25, it says, "Where no hedge, there the possession is spoiled. And he that hath no wife will wander up and down mourning." So now, if you think about the first scripture, which your brother asked the question, it says, "Whoso findeth a wife findeth a good thing and attaineth favor from the Lord." Because the man, when the Most High created male and female, he didn't create male and male. He didn't create female and female. He didn't even just create male. He created them together, just like he created all of the species together. So it was never really meant for man to be alone in his work. Because if a man just works, what does he have to show for it? Even men that don't get, as they say, married, like, and from a worldly perspective, even men that don't get married from a worldly perspective still has sex, because that is something that they desire. Same thing with women. Women that don't get married from a worldly perspective still have sex, because there's always going to be a natural attraction to the opposite sex. So that now, when you find a wife and obtain favor from the Lord, that means you found a wife that was of the Lord, meaning her spirit matches what the Lord wants. Her spirit matches what you want. Because the way we pick women, and this is why I said this is a good question that you asked, right? This is also in the Apocrypha. Bear with me one sec. Not, I'm sorry, this ain't in the Apocrypha. This is in Proverbs, right? I want to show y'all this scripture. Now remember, he said, what does it mean when you find a good wife? So I'm gonna give y'all scripture. This is Proverbs 11 and 20, right? This scripture says, as a jewel of gold in a swine's snout, so is a fair woman without discretion. So now, if you go look for a woman and the first thing you look at is her beauty, then you're going to choose wrong. That's just facts. And you can't blame, like, you can't blame the Lord. You can't, like, the problem that a lot of men have is that they'll choose that woman based on her physical attributes. And when they pick that woman based on her physical attributes, and then what you actually internally desire, eventually that's going to come out. And what I'm saying, as far as a man goes, that goes for a woman too. Because at the surface level, the only thing you have is the physical, whether it's online or in person. Unless unless you get with like somebody that's known. And even when it's somebody that's known, you're really only knowing the persona that they have that you see on the TV or the internet or something like that. So this scripture that I just put in here, when it says, stumble not at the beauty of a woman and desire her not for pleasure. Now, a carnal man would say, see, the Bible saying don't desire a woman for pleasure. That's not what it's talking about. It's talking about don't stumble at the beauty of a woman. Because when you stumble at the beauty of a woman, you'll see that she doesn't match. First of all, she doesn't match being a godly woman, and she doesn't match your spirit. She doesn't match the desires that you have. She doesn't match the cares that you want in a woman. She doesn't match the inherent qualities that you want a woman to have, but you do desire her physically. And when I'm saying desire her physically, even that's subjective. Whether she's big, small, skinny, fat, big forehead, big lips, small, whatever it is that you're attracted to, that you stumbled at, that's going to be your downfall. Because when you stumble at that woman's beauty, remember, stumble means to fall. Let's make sure I got that definition right. Let's look up this definition real fast. Stumble definition. Stumble says the trip moment. Let me post it. It says the trip momentarily. Let me put it in the chat so y'all can get the definition of the word. Yeah, Vlad attacked queens. Well, I don't know about the queen part. I don't call no woman no queen. So this is what stumble means. So stumble means to verbally trip or momentarily lose one's balance, almost fall. Now, the reason why it says stumble is because you'll be stumbling, you'll see that woman, um, a Nergis effort, whatever your name is. If you want to come in, the link to, you ain't got to talk trash. Like, I don't believe in just talking trash on the low. Here's the link. You can actually join the stream live if you want to. The link is right there. The link is right there. Shout out to OKS. That JLP. Listen, man, I think I did the best. I think I did the best. I think I did so good, and I'll get back to the breakdown. I think I did so good on that Jesse Lee Peterson interview that at points where I mentioned the Renaissance era, they went and showed what we was talking about. When I talked about Black Wall Street, they went and showed what we was talking about. Like they did an excellent job with that interview. So again, to whoever this is, first two rhymes and flow and this Nergis or whatever, y'all can click the link and come in the chat. Don't be scared. So now if you stumble at a woman's beauty, let me put that back. Let me put that scripture back up. If you stumble at a woman's beauty, when you see the things that you know you're not attracted to, when you see, that's a guy who dresses up like a woman. Oh, I don't know who that is. I'm sorry, but they for sure ain't gonna join here. I mean, if they did join here, man, let that man that dress up like a woman join. All right. So when you stumble at a woman's beauty, you're gonna see the warning signs, and this is what all men and women see. All men and women see the warning signs. Every time a man starts talking about the woman he was with, and it's all messed up now, and every time a woman is with a man and she start talking about all the stuff that's messed up now, you know what they all say? I saw the warning signs because he was doing this early in the game. She was doing this early in the game. And so then the question would beg, if you saw these signs in the beginning, why didn't you just walk away? And that's what that means when stumble not at the beauty of a woman and desire her not for pleasure. And that's what it also means when it says, whoso findeth a wife findeth a good thing. Yeah, Tommy's coming. He texted me. He'll be on the show in a second. For those that know, Tommy hit me up. He said he'll be a little late, so I'm just waiting for him to join. So I'm really just taking calls or taking questions until he comes in. All right. Shout out to Dunya Allah out there in Connecticut. All right. So that's what Proverbs mean when you whoso findeth a wife or a wife findeth a good thing. That's why it says that, because how hard is it to find him? You know, the scriptures say, let me give you one more scripture on this subject. And then if y'all got any other questions, you can go ahead and ask. All right. I just want to give y'all one more scripture. The scripture right here is Ecclesiasticus 26 and 23. I'm just going to paste it in here. I'm just going to paste this scripture in. Now, KJ said, this is what KJ said. KJ said it's very hard to, meaning to find a woman. The reason why it's hard to find a woman is because brothers won't take the time to look. That's the only reason it's hard to find a woman. It's not hard to find a woman. You just have to look with your spirit and not with your eyes. You think that finding a woman is finding that woman that looks good to the eyes, man. I remember, you know, I was never really, no, I don't know. I try some things I be wanting to say, but I try not to say because of, I don't want to say that, even though it's not wrong. I'm not sinning with what I want to say, but I don't want to give the wrong impression. But you got to remember, when them women get old, like when you desire a woman only physically, when they get old, whatever you was physically attracted to may dwindle. Just like with a man. That man that got good hair, he may go bald. He got that chest may get small. He got them muscles could go away. Whatever their physical position is, doesn't mean that's always going to be the case. So if you're not attracted to other things about them, then you choose wrong. So like this scripture here, it says, a wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man, but a godly woman is given to him that feareth the Lord. So now this right here, and that's why whenever somebody say like the Bible is like misogynistic, I don't know where they get that from, because that verse right there puts the success and failure of the relationship on the man. Even if the man is right to leave, he has to question his selection. I've done it. If I've lost a woman, even if I was right to lose her, meaning it wasn't my fault, you still examine yourself like, what the hell? I'll give y'all an example. When that female dog Wolf of Fox did that interview with Polite after we was broken up, I had to examine myself as to say, what made me pick that type of woman? Like, what was it in me that made me pick this woman that eventually would go and do a show with Polite to tell lies about me? I had to examine myself and say, was I a wicked man? Here's a scripture that I use. And ain't no better example to give than yourself. So I'm gonna show y'all the scripture that I called into question, right? Y'all see my man Tommy Sotomayor, he said he's setting up, just so y'all know Tommy coming on. There's Savvy. See, listen, I keep it real here, right? So now I'm gonna show y'all this scripture right here. Y'all see this scripture I just posted? This was my test. This was the test that I put myself under. When she did that interview with Polite, now, remember, so I wasn't with the woman at all when she did the interview. At the time, she had contacted my school. They had set up a council to see what the status would be, but I wasn't with her. So now, this was my test script. It says, and I find more bitter than death the woman whose hearts is snares and nets, and her hands as bands. Whoso pleaseth God shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. So I judged whether I was a sinner or whether I pleased the Most High based on what transpired afterwards. So I didn't run from what was said about me. I faced it head on because none of it was true. And so because none of it was true, I was able to withstand it. But I did examine myself so that way it taught me maybe my selection in a woman, the choice is horrible. And that also made me say, when I see warning signs, I just walk away. I'll be like you. Let me tell you one thing I don't like doing. I don't like arguing. So the minute I see all that arguing and stuff like that, I say, "Whoop, nope." Because if you're arguing now, you're gonna argue later. And always remember this, ladies. Ladies, this is most important because y'all are the most sensitive creatures on the planet. This is the most important part. What you accept in the beginning is what you will accept forever. I'm gonna say it again. What you accept in the beginning is what you will accept forever. So if you accept his arguing, you're accepting it forever. If you accept his abuse, you're accepting it forever. If you accept his way of life, you're accepting it forever. Same thing for you fellas. If you get with a woman that's currently with another man, you're accepting that forever. That don't change. It don't change. Like you take your woman, listen, yeah, we got a school in Jackson, Florida. I'm gonna put the number in the chat to call. Like bro, here's what killed me with men and women in relation. Now everything I'm saying right now is for the world. If you get with a woman or a man, either one. Hold on. Wait, hold on. I'm sorry, Salaki. Cancel. Cancel. So if you get with a man or a woman, and that man or woman is with somebody, so like say a brother messing with somebody's wife, right? And as you messing with somebody's wife, and the whole goal is she gonna leave him for you. When that happens, do you know what your life is like? The life of that man is wondering, when is this gonna happen to me? Same thing in reverse, because it's what you accepted. Listen, I'm a man that has multiple wives. So as a man that has multiple wives, I tell a woman that if a woman is interested in me, or if I'm interested in a woman, when it comes to the conversation of wives, I tell them up front, hey, I have wives. I'm telling you now. I go even further with me because I tell them I have this truth, I have my business, I have wives, I have a family, I have so much going on that to be with me, it take a special kind of woman, to be honest with you. I'm gonna just keep it honest with you, because if you think being with me, I'm gonna be home all the time, I'm not. I'm always going to be moving because I work. When I'm saying work now, I'm talking about working the truth. So, but I'm always up front. And the reason why I'm up front is because If you accept what I'm saying up front, so if I tell you I got wives, I tell you I got truth. If I tell you my time is limited, because the only thing you can't defeat is time. I can be supportive. I can be your counselor. I could be your daddy. I could make love to you. I could do all those things to you, but I can't guarantee the time because of everything else that I do. But I'm honest. So if you accept that in the beginning, you can't come to me months later, year later, and then complain about my honesty because I was honest. And so women, and this is why I say to ladies, it's more important. You got to be careful, even if you accept what I'm saying, because if you're not that type of woman to accept that, then you should not. You should find you a man. Like you should close your legs, turn down your lust, and find you a man that matches your spirit. Brothers, you should close. I can't say close your leg. What do I say? I don't know how to say cut your sperm from growing because that sperm gonna grow. But you should slow down your lust and pick a woman that matches your spirit because that's better. It's better to pick a woman. It's better to take if it took you 2 years to find a woman. That's better to go 2 years finding a woman, or for sisters, it's 2 years find. He said, "Zip it." That's a good one. Let me put that. Or it's better to take 2 years finding a woman or man, depending on which gender you are, than to get with somebody in 6 months or 5 months and then regret it. And especially when you knew the signs prior to, when you knew that this wasn't the woman for you, but her breasts look good, or her legs look good, or her toes look good, or her eyes look good, or she had money, or she had this, and you thought it was gonna be like this. Or if he got a big chest, or I like the way he smiled, or I like the way he talk, or he could sing, or he got money, whatever reason it was, if it wasn't something that you was preparing to deal with forever for the rest of your life, it's better to just keep it in your pants, and it's better to just keep your legs closed. All right. So I'm just waiting for Tommy. I'll take a couple more questions. I had put the link in the chat if y'all wanted to join. I'll take a couple more questions if y'all got any questions. I'm just sharing this link now in my other platforms. Let me make sure I share this on Facebook. Hold on. And today's show, like I was saying, today's show, did I make the picture? Hold up. Let me go to oh wait, before do I got my hair crack right here? Before I go any further, before I do the sharing, this is the Carl Gas hair crack. Let me see. Let me see where's it at right there. That's it right there. Y'all see them? Y'all see them fenugreek and ashwagandha and rosemary leaves up in there? And you get this, so you get the label on the front, ingredients on the back. 25% off sale right now if you go to my Etsy page. Let me post that up in the chat. Let me putting things in the chat for sure. That got to go in the chat. Let me come over here to my old YouTube page over here. Let me do a quick copy. Where my moderators at? Who the only moderator I got up in here? Zmika, you still in here? Put that up in there, please. 25% off. Off. Let me see. Copy. We go on 25% off. 25%. And there we go. Off all products. And for those that have purchased my stuff already, they'll tell you that I've already put it in the pre-shipment phase. If I had the labels, I'd show you the labels. So I already made the orders that came out already. They'll be shipping out this week. I just want to share this on my Facebook. Let me just share this on my Facebook. Live now. Hey, I got some events coming up. I'm only reason I'm not talking about them. The only reason I'm not talking about them is because I just want to wait until like they happen. I don't want to talk about them and then they fall through or anything like that. Yeah. Shout out to my man Michael Love. Michael Love, we got your giveaway. Oh, he don't want me to say his name. I gotta say it now, Salakia. But we got your giveaway coming up. We got a few giveaways. And Mike, you ain't sent me your address yet for me to text it to you. Now, I did recently change phones, so I might have missed your text. But I didn't get your text with your address. I need you to send me your address, all right? So so I can send this stuff to you. All right. So just send me your address. You really need a question show on Tuesday. Call it Super Chat with Cap. That's not bad. What y'all think? Super Chat with Cap. What y'all think about that? That don't sound too bad. Let me go on my Instagram channel. But I think it's good because I could actually sit down and give more time because most of the time when I'm in the car, it's usually like 45 minutes or so that I do. So super chat, y'all give me one. Hey, Abdul said he loving that bounty in the fifth dimension. Y'all give me that. You really need a question show on Tuesday. Call it Super Chat with Cap. I think I'm rocking with that. If y'all agree with that, give me a one. If you disagree with it, give me a two. But I'm thinking I'm liking that right there. So y'all let me know what y'all think about that. Shout out to Dark. Somebody done favorited the item. What I also need, and listen, KJ said only answer questions, only answer super chat questions only. Listen, I like KJ. You know what you trying to do? KJ trying to get a free all. That's what KJ trying to do. KJ working hard. KJ working hard to get that free all right now. I tell you. I tell you. GMS Wackos says you fools and hey GMS Wackos, here's the link to come into the chat and tell us how we not Israelites. Let me put the link in the chat. There you go, GMS Wackos, the link right there. You can click that link and you can join and say how we not Israelites. Um, that's what I do. Like, and you know what that does? So now, if GMS Wacko don't come in here, he's just a nutbag. He's just somebody that wanted, to say something in the chat, thinking we ignore it. But no, I like to call you out. Now let me get the hold on, let me get the subjects we're gonna be talking about tonight. Where's the battle? Let me pull this flyer up. Why did I do it like that? View icons. Here we go. So now on today's show, the TNT show, y'all know. You see how yeah, he is scared. Yeah, he ain't gonna join. Look at him, bitch ass. Listen, man, I'm for the smoke. And y'all see, now y'all know the reason, part of the reason I created this hair tonic was because I said I was gonna grow my hair back, right? And so um I have I'm gonna keep it real. I have like I used to pat my head. I'm saying used to because like the past 4 days I ain't tapped my head at all. So I used to pat my head even with a low hair. I used to think when I used to pat my head it was because I had braids and you know how your hair itches. And so when I cut my braids off, my hair was still itching and I used to pat it. So maybe I got like itchy skin. I mean itchy skin or hair. I don't know what to call it. Um so two things. I said I was gonna grow my hair back out, see if I want my braids back. And I said, so let me make this hair. So I looked up how to actually make a good hair tonic. And so I put some ribs on it. It came back. So the ingredients for this is from the oils. So everything I'm naming right now is the oils. So I have ylang ylang, grapefruit, argan, cedarwood, aloe vera, chiba, pumpkin seed, and frankincense oil. Those are the oils. Um, he said, I do not need that product. My hair grows so fast, it's stubborn, thick, and black. Then for the seeds, I have fenugreek seeds, ashwagandha seeds, and rosemary leaves. The fenugreek and ashwagandha strengthens your hair. The chibi oil deals with the dry scalp. So you can listen, this targets if you want your the strengthening of your hair, growth of your hair, you got an itchy scalp, dry hair, or dandruff. This hair gonna knock all that out. Since I've been using it, I ain't have to do this. I ain't have to do this at all. I ain't have to do this at all. Let me text Tommy and say they asked. Did y'all see? I put his chat. I put his thing up there. He said he was setting it up. So yeah, he's coming. So y'all got any other questions? Epsilon, LOL, everybody know Tyrone. He be all up in just like that dude Tyrone, LO dude be watching. Yeah, Epsilon, you right. Now for the beard. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna show you. I got a new beard lined up. Hold on 1 second. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. I'm gonna chat my background. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Yeah, all of that is in there. The brother asked. The brother asked. All of that is in there. So now for the beard oil, this is what I did with the beard oil. So my initial beard oil was this, which is called. Let me see if it'll zoom in. Will it zoom in? It might be too close to get. There we go. Can it zoom in? If this was an iPhone, it would zoom in. I'm telling you. There we go. So this one is called Lion's Mane, right? So I used to only have one oil called Lion's Mane, and that had Jamaican extra dark Jamaican castor oil, jojoba oil, almond oil, vitamin E, and then the fragrance. So I actually changed the ingredients slightly, and I added some scents. So now with my beard oil, I added shea butter. And when I tell you I added shea butter with when I'm saying shea butter, I'm talking about shea butter oil. You order simply by clicking this link right here. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is how you order. Let me get back to it. I'm about to put the link back in the chat for you. This is how you order. God damn it. Thought I copied it. Hold on. Must have clicked it. Copy. Hold on. Paste. So you can order just by clicking that link right there. So I added shea butter oil. Do you put the oil in before the butter or the butter? No, okay. So it's not the butter in a sense. It's still liquid. That's what I was gonna say. So I got the shea butter in the oil. So it's an essential oil of shea butter. So it's not like when I'm making my body butters where it's hard. It's already melted. It's already oil. So I mixed that with this. That's how I got this. So now you can get them in black. So I have the black scent. I have the fourth dimension scent, and I have the platinum scent. All right. So now you can get all those oils right from there. All right. So I'm gonna be joining. Let me hit Tommy's let me click Tommy's link. It's gonna irritate my soul. So let me do it this way. Tommy just put the link in there. Let me click that live. Oop, let's see. Copy. And paste. Boop. I think I'm in. Let me go to audio. Make sure.
I was trying to get on the Twitter space. I was sitting that damn Twitter space for about I sitting that damn Twitter space about an hour and a half. About 2 hours. Whoever was sitting there watching, it was a long damn time. I was sitting that son bitch. I sat in that son bitch for a minute.
This boy crazy as hell.
Let me see what you're talking about. I sat over there just waiting. Just waiting. I was pissed too. I was like, motherfuckers should have been there and let me up. Now I'm sitting up there. They, oh yeah, we're gonna get you up there. We're gonna get you up there. They ain't give me a son of a bitch. I'm sitting up there waiting that damn long. I'm pissed off. Oh shit, I'm on your show. What's happening?
you saying they ain't bring you on there, man?
Hell no, they had me there sitting waiting, talking about some. Yeah, we're gonna bring you up. We're gonna bring you up. They knew what they were doing. They didn't want me to come up there because they knew I was gonna win. When I get up in them big ass spaces like that,
Yeah. It's time to show out.
I was like, hey, man, sometimes when niggas say that your friend and shit, yeah, man, I'm gonna get you up there. Them motherfuckers just be talking. They don't want you to be around their bitch.
What was
You
the
might fuck that
subject?
bitch. They don't want you around their bitch.
Because you crazy. You might outshine them though. That'd be
Yes.
what it is, right? What
I
was the
just saw a
subject?
perfect example of it. Nah, they were
What was
just
the
talking to Nick Fuentes and Alex Jones and stuff like that.
Oh,
And
okay.
then yeah, so it was a huge space.
Okay.
It was like 30,000 niggas there.
Yeah. And they didn't want to hear you. That's messed up, man.
So there's a couple of niggas that was on the panel that was up there talking.
Uh-huh.
So people told me, hey, go on and hit them up. I hit them up on the text. I said, they talking about people getting banned. Bring me up there. Let me talk about that. One of them at least responded to the text, was like, yeah, I'm gonna get you up here, man. They had him up down the space. Every time this nigga spoke, he ain't never say, hey, why don't you bring my boy Tommy up here?
Yeah. Like he could at least said it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It says,
You know what I mean?
he was gonna say it.
Right. Because then if he said and it don't happen, he can say, well, I said it, but they didn't want to bring up.
I did my part. Yeah, I did my part,
Yeah.
bro. I said,
Man, how's your week? How's your week been, man?
Let me say, it's been actually pretty good.
Okay.
Still mad. The nigga was supposed to be doing my house. Man, you can't hire black folks. He's supposed to be fixing a couple of my rooms in my house.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't been back since he was supposed to come back Friday and Saturday to do the house. First, he told me it would take him 2 weeks to do the house. It's been over a month now.
God damn.
Yep. Then he keep asking me for other jobs to do. Man, I could do this too. Just pay me this, that I could do this too. I could do this too. And I finally told him, I said, look, man, my wife told me you got to finish one job before I give you 5 more.
Before you give another, right?
Yeah, that don't make no sense. So finally, yeah, you're right. So then the nigga was doing window frames right here. And my window frames, this is nice frames. So
right.
Frames look like that. This nigga done got some old cheap ass frames to go in my house. I said, they ain't even. He said, oh, what you mean? It's because your basement ain't on the same day. I said, you lying motherfucker. The entire basement has just been rebuilt by some white men. You mean the basement moved from the time that they did it? What you're saying doesn't make sense. And if that was the case, you would have immediately told me, hey, man, something's not right. I'm not able to get the window frames to measure out. And then the white boys came and looked at it. I had the white boys who was in there finishing up on the house come look at it. They just started laughing when they saw the work he was doing. It's an old nigga, too.
Where you find him at?
On the damn, what do you call that shit? Angie's List.
Oh yeah. I had to get my refrigerator had got jammed up yesterday, and so I went online, for something local. But I always check the reviews. I like to look at the reviews. It got to be a lot of reviews, and then I got to read them to see if the reviews are good or bad. So it was actually a black guy came and was able to fix my refrigerator. But I didn't know Angie's List.
I tried though. I was trying to not be called a coon, so I try to hire as many black folks as I can. That's why I mess up.
Just gotta search. Just because you're black don't mean you could do the job. So you got to make sure. One thing I'll say, like when it comes to doing the job, I remember Chris Rock one time said, he don't think that a black man should get a job over a white man just because he's black. But he said if it's a tie, fuck him, because they had a 400-year head start. So I agree with that. So I don't think that we should just hire them because they black if somebody else is more qualified. So I ain't really with all that. Like you gotta hire, but I do look black first. I ain't gonna front. I do.
Listen,
look black.
I hired niggas. All these TVs that's hooked up in my house put up. Niggas did each one.
There you go. And how the TVs?
Let me tell you. First, the TV in the other room. Gotta scratch him. TV in him. The nigga had me have to come because he had his daughter with him. Had his like 6-year-old daughter. Had to have me help him put the motherfucker on there.
Wait, he brought his daughter to the job?
To the job. Had to have me put the TV up. So I'm having to help this nigga do what I'm paying him to do. Then he was supposed to come back and put my bricks back up there because he had to take them down to put them. He said, I got something to go do. I got to take my daughter somewhere, but I'm come back and do it. He done left his whole
a tool belt or something?
Mm-hmm. Toolbox, the whole box. Never came back. That's why the bricks are missing. Downstairs, the 98-inch TV. Called another nigga. This nigga show up, young cat. He was wearing a weed shirt, smelled like weed. He was high in the bitch. This motherfucker asked me again to help grab the TV. That's a big ass TV, but it should have been two of y'all niggas.
Right.
Fine.
So
I helped
two
him
people.
put the TV on. As he's getting ready to put the TV on, this nigga, instead of leaning up against the wall like a normal person, he saw my entertainment center and tried to sit on it to lift it. I don't know what he thought the entertainment center was made of. It crashes. He breaks through it. Now that was a 1500.
Wait. Slow down. So
this nigga hit the stop going cheap. Max was smart. I didn't go cheap. These people were charging $300 to put up the TV.
Right.
That wasn't cheap. I ain't never did anything cheap in my house. Have you ever seen my house? There's nothing cheap.
But that's okay. I would have probably
stopped
when
I'm
but
telling
Tommy,
you,
I would have probably stopped when I smelled the weed on him.
I like smoking weed. So I didn't think it was stopping from doing a job. I was going around smelling the nigga. Where you get this from? Who your supplier, nigga? You smell good.
See, that weed was a downfall there. That weed was
I can do my job when I'm high as shit. I'm high as shit now. I'm still doing the job.
It's terrible.
So anyway, I thought I do the job better when I'm high. So I thought he'd just do his job. And his shirt had like, I think he sell weed or something because the shirt had like weed on it. So I thought it might be inside.
Wait. Hold on, Tommy. So he show up smelling like weed and he sell weed. And you thought this nigga,
the shirt said weed on it.
Right. And you thought this was the nigga to put your TV up.
Well, I didn't want to tell him get the fuck out of my house. Well, I mean, it's just a TV. It's an easy job. Think about it. It's a job I can do. I just like helping a nigga and giving him some money. I really do.
Let me tell you. I mean, well,
I look like when people watch me, they can watch anybody's. When they hit the Cash App, I think it's just like help out.
Well, bless your heart, Tommy. But if you
let me finish. After he fell through the damn thing, he spent another hour trying to get it put back up. And there was a white man there with me. The white man again was laughing. He saw this nigga up there trying to say, God, dog. But he was trying to put it back. I was giving him a chance, but he couldn't put it back up. It was uneven as fuck. So finally, he sent me the bill talking about, I'm gonna take some money off of it. Now this is a $1,500 versus a $300. You put this damn TV up. Take some money off. He sends me the bill back, and instead of it being $300, it was $250. I went ahead and called it.
So he took $50 off of it.
Destroying
breaking your $1,500 entertainment center.
Yes. So I didn't call the company. The company said, well, he said that nothing happened when he was there. I said, he did what? Now, this brother told me, he said, I'm sorry. He apologized a lot. He done told the Asians that I'm lying. Just so happened I had photo and video of it, but he sat up there and told them that I lied. So then the Asians didn't want to pay it, talking about it's up to him, the contractor, to have insurance. I said, no, y'all ain't supposed to do that. Then he sit up there and said, well, we can only pay $750. Then my girl got on the phone. She's like, I'm one of the top lawyers here in Georgia, and if y'all don't pay us, I'm gonna sue you. Well, when they realized who she was, they didn't finally gave me my money. But that took a month of them getting me my $1,500 back.
Yeah. Now let me ask you this $1 million question. If you didn't smoke weed, do you think you would have hired him after you smelled the weed on him?
If I thought bad about weed. Like me drinking alcohol. You don't think bad about alcohol, so when you see me here drinking, you don't think bad about it.
They actually wanted to know in the chat, what was you drinking? They saw you mixing it up or whatever. They wanted to know what you was drinking.
Oh, this is they're gonna call it a pussy ass drink. It's just Grand Marnier, because every time I say I drink Grand Marnier, people already
Grand Marnier is expensive though, ain't it?
Yeah, but it's like a whole drink, they say, because it's sweet. But I don't like hard alcohol. I'm not like you. I'm not trying to sit up there and drink no Crown and shit. I don't
drink no fucking Crown. I drink.
You look like a Crown, nigga.
This is Scotch. This is Lafroig Scotch. 10 years. This is a Scotch.
Ain't Scotch harsh too?
I guess it depends. It could be to some. It might like, and this is smoky. Like this probably the only Scotch. I like other Scotches, but this is probably the only Scotch I really like. You got this. You got quarter cask. So I like that as a Scotch. Cognac wise, I like Remy XO. but I don't like cheap.
Oh, okay. I can deal
Yeah,
with. I can't drink it straight though. But
yeah, I drink it straight.
see, that's what I'm saying. Like it's only you know what I found I can drink straight though. Um, Patron because it's smooth.
Mhm.
What's the
I
other one
just
I've been drinking lately? Hold on. Let me let
Mhm.
you see when I tore up this whole bottle. There's something wrong with me because I drank this whole thing and I was out of line for it.
All
Let
right,
me
don't sweat.
it's really good though. I like stuff that's French. I like anything with a French thing. And it's a punk nigga in your comment section talking about some Tommy Line. Everything I'm talking about, I got a documentary. Documented. Alexis, Brandon, Isbell with your punk ass. I ain't gotta lie about these stories. I can show you. But this is called Contro. Contro. See
Outro,
it?
that's good. Is that's a
You see
tequila?
the problem empty in the motherfucker. This was all me drinking it. Matter of
God
fact, it's
damn,
a little
and
sip left in it. There's a little sip in it.
this nigga, y'all see this nigga?
Okay, it's
This
gone.
nigga just poured. This nigga just.
Look,
Hey,
man.
what I'm gonna do with Tommy? Hey, Tommy, I'm gonna tell you something, Tommy. I ran into some brothers. I ran into some brothers this week. So you saw the text I sent you the other day. So I ran into some brothers this week, man. And as I'm talking to them, we catching up because I ain't seen them in a while. And all of them hit me with the same thing. He said, "Man, I'm gonna tell you something, man. Man, I'm surprised you and the boy working out." And I said, "What boy are you talking about?" They said, I said, "Who you talking about, Tommy?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Man, me and Tommy straight like that, man." And like, only the reason it brought me out because I said, "What am I gonna do with this nigga? This nigga is drinking out the bottle on the
Yes,
screen.
yes,
He
sir.
drinking right out. Like
Yes, sir. The only way you're supposed to be able to drink it. Straight out the
Tom-
bottom.
Tommy is like a nigga's nigga, and I don't even mean that in a derogatory sense. He said, "Oh, you got something left. Let me go ahead and get
Yeah.
the rest of it."
No, I'm not gonna
Now, is
waste that.
that tequila? Is that
Especially
tequila or
good.
cognac? Is that
Uh,
tequila or cognac?
what does it say
But
it is?
he don't even know what the shit is.
I
Look
don't
at,
really know. Oh,
he don't even know what it is.
she bought a lot of this stuff because we have a full bar in the house. So she
Okay,
bought a lot of stuff.
like to fill up the bar. I got you, and then you
Yeah,
just
so we
try it
got
out.
like
But
this whole
That Grand Marnier is expensive from what
and
I
I got
know
the
of.
big bottle, the jug bottle of them shits. Like I have at least, I think probably like $30,000 worth of alcohol in the house.
Mm.
Like every time the builders come, they was like, "What the fuck?" Like, hopefully the guy will put up my shelves this week, and by the time we broadcast next time, I'll broadcast from the bar because it should be
Mm.
finished. It is a
Mm.
full ass bar. All I'm trying to do is get. I don't know if I should do the mirror back of
Mm.
the wall or should I just do like the wood and glass shells. So I'm not
Okay.
really sure about that.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't even drink like that. Well, I used to didn't. I think I've become like a bit of an alcoholic lately. I used to didn't drink at all, but like I think over the past year, I've been stressed the fuck out and I can't smoke like that. So I said, well, let me drink.
Yeah,
So I'm
definitely. I would suggest not to smoke at all. You know what's interesting? I was just telling one of my wives, I don't
it's
like to
wrong
drink.
with y'all, man. You suggested me not to smoke, and the nigga yesterday told me not to have sex and put a camera in
Not
front
have
of
sex.
me. There's a word for it, but I don't know what the word's called. But he told me don't do that, and I was like, "What is wrong with you?" Jeez.
I don't want to know what you do with a camera. I don't want to know none of that shit. I don't want to know none of that.
You ashamed of me, Cap? Is that what it
No,
is? Ashamed
I
of
just
me.
don't want to know what you do with the camera. I'm not ashamed of Tommy. I go out there and say, Tommy's my brother. I love that nigga, but I don't want to know what you do with the camera. What you
I'll
do
make
with
it
the
hard for
camera?
you to bring me on the stage, boy. I'm
Pause.
making it
Pause.
difficult for you to bring me on the stage.
I'm gonna tell you something. You know what? I used to. I thought about that. I said, man, you dealing with this brother. This brother's gonna say anything, do anything, and all that. But I haven't really seen a problem with it. So it actually don't be that hard. No diddy. It don't be that
Yeah,
hard. No diddy.
if you ever noticed, I haven't I don't technically say anything that's crazy. If you have to watch something I do, a small amount of it. And speaking of something that's crazy, man, you heard that music from from K Dot man about Drake.
Kendrick Lamar? Yeah.
Now the
Yeah.
first stuff it was kind of I didn't really like it. It wasn't that good, I ain't gonna lie. But
Hmm.
that last one,
Yeah, the beat sounded sinister to me. That shit
Yeah.
sounded like here's Johnny coming, like from The Shining or some shit like that. Because it was just like, but the shit out like the beat was crazy to me. And then when he's writing a letter to the mother, to the father, to the kid, to the unknown kid, we don't know if that's a real kid or not. Like, and the thing with Kendrick is that he's dropped 3 songs.
This
Like
nigga been
3.
holding on to this beef. This, I believe he already was waiting on these shits was already ready. I can't wait to fall out with this nigga. It would be like if me and you fell out after this show and I
Right.
had three
Right,
videos
like Tommy got
fucking
3 live streams. Yeah, Tazaryach do this, and Tazaryach got this, and Tazaryach. I be like,
ready.
this nigga been gathering information on the nigga.
Yeah.
Ain't he been waiting?
I said, damn, how he got all these things? And he was saying something. And here's what I thought. I said, the only way Drake could get him back at this point is to go to Kendrick Lamar family reunion and slap shit out of him in front of his mama. That to me, because the stuff he said in that last song, when he said that one line, he said, "Why you trolling like a bitch?"
He said something like, just because you get bitches don't mean you ain't a bitch. Is that what you're talking about?
No, he said, "Why you trolling like a bitch that's tired, probably trying to strike a chord, trying to strike a chord is probably A minor."
A minor, right? Yeah, Kendrick. Listen, Kendrick went hard, man. And you know, in the beginning, right? I was in the beginning when they was coming at Drake couldn't say the N word or the word nigga. I was like, well, his daddy black. I say he can say nigga, and the reason I took that position is because
you light skinned and you trying to
nah. I was waiting for I was waiting for that shit. I was waiting for you to bring that light skin shit up in it. No, because it was twofold. One, because his daddy was black, and then 2, I felt like they was phony with that part only because when they was cool, it wasn't a problem with him saying nigga. So that was like the most important part. So it was almost like somebody said Drake responded in your chat too. So it was almost like you can't be cool with him saying nigga, and now y'all beefing, now you can't say nigga.
Right.
But Drake said something in his response to Kendrick before Kendrick dropped. He said, you rap like you want to free the slaves. And I thought that was a little wild for Drake to say.
What did he mean by that? That needs an explanation.
Yeah, because when you think, so let's say if he was rapping to free this what he thought was slaves, how is that a bad? I don't see how that's a bad thing. So I even made a response and I said it sounded like Drake's white side came out when he said that, because I don't know no black man that would say like you trying to free the slaves. I remember when Jay and Niles was battling and Jay was like, "What you trying to kick knowledge?" Now that kind of made sense. Say again. I didn't hear what you said.
I couldn't hear. I was hearing an echo, but go ahead. It's gone.
Oh,
now.
okay. But that kind of made sense because Nas would be philosophical XYZ, but to say you rap like you're trying to free the slaves, that needs an explanation. And then, of course, I think Kendrick in his response highlighted that. So I think K-Dot, I didn't hear this response from Drake yet. They said Drake just came out with a response. I don't know if you want to play it or not, but they just said Drake.
It just said Drake drops a new diss track. Let me see if I can find it. Do you have you heard it? Or do I got
I've been on here with you, nigga. I ain't see it. Let me see if I can find it though.
You said they. I don't know who the fuck they are. I thought it was like I thought you was like.
Oh no. On you funny as shit. On the Rumble chat, somebody put in there that Drake did a response. It's called The Heart Part 6 or something like that. Let me see. Heart.
Did Drake finesse the comeback? Let me see. I see right now. Academics is talking about it.
I think I might have found it. Hold on.
Everybody's talking about it. Okay, here it is. I'll play it for you.
Okay. All right.
I'll play it for the people.
Okay.
So go ahead and talk to him while I download it.
All right, no sweat. So we're gonna talk to him while we take this quick commercial break. I have a 25% off. Let me go put this in the link. I have a 25% off sale right now for the ladies. If you want your hair strengthened, You got itchy dandruff or scalp. I have a new hair tonic or hair crack, as I call it, available right now. 25% off all my body butters, my body oils, my beard oils, and it ships in 2 days. So if you want to if you want to smell like the best, you got to buy the best. And I got the best. And I'm going to put this link in the chat right now, put this link in Rumble, and I'm going to put this link in my chat. Shout out to Michael Love. He said, pull it 25% off all products. Hey, Mika, if you could put that in Rumble for me too with that same exact link, if you could put that on Tommy's page in Rumble, that'd be great. And also, y'all want to support Tommy and myself, y'all can see our Cash App handles. Tommy's is TJ Sotomayor. Mine's is $ Tazaryach. Y'all definitely want to support us. We come and give y'all an excellent show every time.
All right. Well, I'm ready if you're ready.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm done.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, what we're about to hear is the new Drake diss of Kendrick Lamar, K. Dot, and it is a 5-minute and 25-second song, and it is called The Heart. Here we go. I want y'all to tell us what y'all think about it. Here it is.
Pulitzer Prize winner is definitely spiraling. I got your fucking lines tapped, I swear that I'm dialed in. First I was a rat, so where's the proof of the trial then? Where's the paperwork of the cabinet is filed in? 1090 Jake would've took all the walls down. The streets would've had me hiding out in a small town. My Montreal connects stand up, not fall down. The ones that you getting your stories from, they all clowns. I am a war general, seasoned in preparation. My jacket is covered in medals, honor and decoration. You waited for this moment, overcome with the desperation. We plotted for a week and then we fed you the information. A daughter that's 11 years old, I bet he takes it. We thought about giving a fake name or a destination, but you so thirsty, you not concerned with investigation. Instead, you in that Venice studio, it's a celebration. You gotta learn to fact check things and be less impatient. Your fans are rejoicing, thinking this is my expiration. Even the picture you use, the jokes and the medication, the Maybach glove and the drug he uses for less inflation. Master manipulator, you bid on a speculation. You dumb and reactive, nigga, I'm petty with dedication. What about the bones we dug up in that excavation? And why isn't Whitney denying all of the allegations? Why is she following Dave free and not Mr. Morale? You haven't seen the kids in 6 months, the distance is wild. Dave leaving heart emojis underneath pics of the child. Speaking of anything with a child, let's get to that now. This Epstein angle was the shit I expected. TikTok videos you collected and dissected. Instead of being on some disdirect shit, you rather fucking grab your pen and misdirect shit. My mom came over today and I was like, mother, wait a second. That's that one record where you say you got molested. Oh, fuck me, I just made the whole connection. This about to get so depressing. This is trauma from your own confessions. This when your father leave you home alone with no protection, so neglected. That's why these pedophile raps and shit you so obsessed with, it's so excessive. They acting like it's so aggressive, but you just never known affection. I don't wanna dish you anymore, this really got me second guessing. Touch My Body by Mariah Carey play, you probably start reflecting. I never been with no one underage, but now I understand why that's the angle that you really mess with. Just for clarity, I feel disgusted. I'm too respected. If I was fucking young girls, I promise I'd have been arrested. I'm way too famous for the shit you just suggested, but that's not the lesson. Clearly there's a deeper message. Deep cuts that never healed and now they got infected. Like if Dave really fucked your girl and got her pregnant. Talk about breeding resentment. Not sure how to ease the sentiment. The shit's too intimate. I'm praying you recover from both incidents, but you a piece of shit, so this shit really no coincidence. Drake is not a name that you gon' see on no sex offender list. Easy does it. You mentioning A minor, but niggas gotta be sharp and tell the fans who was it. You thought you left D flat, D major. I'll slit your throat with the razor and do Rick Ross hair like that one flight from Malaysia. I'm your baby mama screensaver. Only fucking with Whitney's, not Millie Bobby Brown's. I'd never look twice at no teenager. I'm a fucking hit maker, dog, not a peacemaker. Yeah, bullets that I'm stuffing in each chamber. Your ass in extreme danger. Stop buying views and buy comments. You may as well keep the paper. Shit you about to need for later. I give a fuck about your streaming data. You could drop 100 more records. I'll see you later. Yeah, maybe when you meet your maker. I don't want to fight with a woman beater. It feeds your nature. If you still bumping R. Kelly, you could thank the savior. Said if they deleted his music, then your music is going to a hypocrite. I don't understand why these people praise you. Sounding like you sent him commissary when he needs some paper. Album dropping soon, no wonder you turn a clout chaser instead of doing hard labor. Nigga, I see you when I see you like Fantasia. Whitney, you can hit me if you need a favor. And when I say I hit your back, it's a lot safer. I promise. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, this shit was some good exercise. Like, it's good to get out, get the pen working. You would be a worthy competitor if I was really a predator and you weren't fucking lying to every blogger and editor, but it is what it is. You definitely got this shit burnt the fuck out though. Like, you got 10 more records to drop. The one before the last one, we finessed you into telling a story that doesn't even exist. And then you go and drop the West Coast one and try and cover that up. I would like that one. That would be some shit I could dance to if you wasn't tripling down on some whole other bullshit. But, you know, at least your fans are getting some raps out of you. I'm happy I can motivate you, bring you back to the game, like, you know. But just let me know when we're getting to the facts. Everything in my shit is facts. I'm waiting on you to return the favor, like.
Is that it?
What the fuck? Did this nigga just joke about Kendrick Lamar being, oh shit. Did he just joke about Kendrick Lamar being molested as a child?
Yeah, he mentioned something with the R. Kelly. He mentioned something about being with R. Kelly or something like that, and he was calling him a woman beater. And
No, but listen, if you go back and listen, he was joking about him being molested as a child.
I'm gonna tell you, like, okay, that I mean, I guess like one thing I do know about both of them is that they slinging a lot at each other. The child molestation thing, that's a big thing because then somebody in his camp would have to have told Drake that. I guess that's how it would go.
I think apparently that when what he was saying, what I was listening to, apparently Kendrick Lamar has discussed this happened to him in the past, and then he was using it against him, saying, "Oh, that's probably why you trying to put the pedophile angle on me because you were touched as a child."
Okay, I get it, but that's okay. Well, in battle rap, anything goes. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'm not against it. It just
no,
seems
I'm not.
like,
Yeah, no, I'm not against. Yeah, I get where you're coming from. Like, it's
like a
it's
weird response to he's saying,
right,
you
exactly.
You're
right.
saying, "Oh, the only reason why you care is because you were molested." Like, wait, what?
Wouldn't that make sense? Right. When
Yeah,
you think about it,
like what you just said a minute ago.
right,
Like,
right.
if he was rapping like to get motherfuckers out of slavery, why would that be a bad thing?
Right. Why would that be a bad thing? It would be a good thing. And if let's say if Kendrick was, I don't know if he was or not, but let's say if he was, and then he found out you're doing it, wouldn't it make more sense for him to talk like that's not a bad thing? That
I guess
I don't know
we
what,
were coming up. Disses was disses.
Yeah,
Like you
thank
do
you.
it.
Right.
It wasn't. It was what it was. You knew
Right.
it, and you
It was a little bit more real. To me, he didn't sound energetic. He sounded defeated to me. Like it was like extremely, it was like, damn, he rapped like, I have to do this. He didn't rap like, I want to do it. Like that,
say it again,
I said,
Pastor.
he didn't rap like he didn't rap like he wanted to do it. He rapped like he had to do it. Because, and when you look at the other ones, like the one before Kendrick dropped that one 15 minutes after him, he was singing in that one. He was like, he was amped up. He was hype. He was rapping real fast. He was upbeat and this shit was like, man, I really don't want to have to do this shit, but I got to do it because he raps. So I got to respond to his rap. That's the tone that he had. Like he ain't in it no more. And you can't do that. Like in battle with you, right. It'd be better to just bow out. But that shit sounded dead. Like in your chat, Mimi said like he reading the script. Yeah, that's perfect. Like almost like he just reading this shit, man. I gotta say that he talk about his mama coming to the house and stuff like that. You can't. I don't know about you, Tommy. Where I came up, you can't bring up your mama in the fight. You can't be talking about your mama. My mama hit me up. Like nobody want to hear about. And this ain't no disrespect to him.
My mama told me not to fight. My mama said I gotta come eat. You better be glad.
Hey, you know who else brought up their mama? I remember when Jay-Z and Nas was battling and Ethan take over in New York City. If you from New York, that shut New York down. And when Jay-Z came to Hot 97 on the Angie Martinez morning show, afternoon show, he said his mother gave him a call and told him he going too far. You can't say that on the air. You can't, like if you out on the street fighting, if you fighting with somebody, especially when I was coming up, if you was fighting, whether your mama called you or not, mama would have to drag you away. That's what mama would have to do. But you can't say, oh, my mama calling me, so I can't fight no more. Don't nobody want to hear that. You can't be in no battle rap talk about my mama came by, like what they talking about. Like you can't say that.
And see, I'm glad that you said that because it was some real beefs and some real good ones. And listen, Jay tried to come back.
Mm-hmm.
I actually kind of liked that song, but Ether just did him in.
Right. Takeover was fire. And I can't even knock on Super Ugly. Super Ugly was good too. But what made Ether so good, because like I was a Nas fan, and like my homies in Jersey City where I'm from, my homies was dogging me for like 2 months. Like everybody got mad at Kendrick because it took him like 17 days to respond. Nas didn't drop Ether for 2 months. Like Takeover came out that September. Nas didn't drop till like December. So for like 2.5, 3 months, everybody like, where's Nas' response? You know what I mean? But we didn't have the social media era. So the Instagram and the Facebook, all of that stuff didn't exist back then. It wasn't even on YouTube back then.
And he knew, and there was an excuse for it. It would take a minute for it to come out.
Right.
Now there's an excuse because
exactly.
This computer and put something right now.
And put a beat on. Exactly. So when you take long, like a day is too long. That's almost why Drake sounds that way. He sounds that way because Kendrick had dropped that 616. Drake drops his song, and then Kendrick literally drops that family speak to the grams or whatever that is, literally like 17 minutes afterwards. So now Drake is on the clock. He's on the clock. And if he don't respond, that's why he comes back and says, and talks that way. He sound like Drake just sound defeated. Anybody can make whatever reason they want for Drake, but if you say that man didn't sound defeated in that bar and that shit, y'all crazy.
And then what he said at the end, which was, I would have been able to what you were saying, if it had been, something I could dance to, but you got in your feelings. I was like, so are you dissing him or are you saying you like the song?
Right. And he even sounded defeated when he said that. But whatever, I really bop to it, but you had to put the lies in there. So like whatever, like he didn't sound like if I'm a Drake fan in this battle, if I'm a Drake fan, how Drake talked in there, I couldn't be a Drake fan after that.
I'm concerned.
Yeah, exactly. You concerned that what Kendrick is saying, like when Nas said that Ether, that shit that make your soul burn slow, if what Kendrick is saying is burning Drake up, like if what he's saying. Because if there's no truth, if like Mimi said, he sounded sad. Like if there's no truth to it, he would be just as partied up. He would be just as amped up. It wouldn't mean nothing. But that Meet the Grams, I think that shit did his ass in. Is it the Meet the Grams? I don't want to say the wrong name. It's like Meet the something.
The one I was the one that was called We Are Not the Same.
Yeah, We Are Not the Same. Listen, they dancing to that shit there.
We Are Not the Same was that's a really good song.
It is. And the beat
corny to me.
The 616 one? Yeah. The 616, I wasn't really. Yeah, that We Are Not the Same. And the thumbnail was Drake's house, and he had a bunch of pedophile icons in the picture.
Now, okay, now there's a lot of people that are saying that apparently, they're seeing it differently. I would actually love to hear from them. They're saying, because one of them said, bro, y'all lunching. And I think it's because we old.
We come from an era. Yeah, we come from a different era.
New York, like the Bridge is Over was it was a straight shot, right? Like it wasn't no playing around. This shit was a straight shot.
Right. Listen, yeah, like that's where we come from. Like battle rap in our era, you got Bridge is Over, No Vaseline, you got the takeovers, you got the hit 'em ups, you got the either. Like our shit was like more direct in our era. It wasn't really the shit you got to think about. Like what I mean by think about whether it's true or not. Like when Ice Cube does No Vaseline, it was so bad. NWA did nothing. They did nothing. Matter of fact, the only thing that happened was Dre ended up leaving too. Which you can say
on 100 Miles and Running, they
that was before.
Oh yeah, that's right. 100 Miles and
Running.
That
was yeah. Remember 100 Miles and Running was like we dropped off the cargo. Like that's what made Cube say something was the 100 Miles and Running. Like we started off with this amount, dropped one off or something like that. So 100 Miles and Running was first, and then No Vaseline came after. And then after No Vaseline, they ain't say nothing. Dre left. Dre leaves NWA. That's the only thing happened. I'm not saying literally. Of course, I'm not saying literally, but that's what happened next. But they didn't say nothing.
He said it was so bad, the nigga left.
Yeah, the nigga left. Nigga said, listen, Ice Cube said, you let a Jew break up my crew. Dre said, he's right. He's right. Let me find my way out the door.
He did. He did. I think Dre said this thing. I think Dre, everybody else would listen to it like, oh man, this nigga ain't shit. I think Dre would listen to it was like, I think he got a point.
They ain't got a point because Dre wasn't getting paid. And that's, when Suge come, they get him out of that and all of that. And so, like, that's the era we come from. So, like, the Drake and Kendrick battle is good, but it's not, I don't put it in a great battle type of category, but it is good. Like in 2024, everybody want to get along. It almost remind me like how soft the NBA is, where everybody, you know what I mean? Like everybody in the NBA want to get along. Like in real,
you together, them niggas know each other. They friendly. They too friendly to fight. They too friendly to actually play against each other too tough.
Yeah.
And somebody brought up one. I know you might. I don't know if you know about this one, but I actually like that beef between Common and Ice Cube.
Yeah, I like that one. Yeah, I like that one.
Like my Ice Cube said, used to love a man because I fucked her pussy whip bitch with no common sense.
Right, because Common tried to make it seem like she went out to the West Coast and then now it became bad. So I respected Q for like I would have felt the same way. And especially it's coming from a Chicago nigga, so it ain't even coming from like a New York cat where you can say hip hop started in New York. It's coming from a zone that's trying to come up in the hip hop world. Like the West Coast had a stranglehold, and I think that's what it was. So yeah, I thought that was a good beef too.
Well, you got to remember, the Chicago niggas kind of identified with y'all because they believed that rap was more lyrical.
Right.
So they identified with the New York cats.
Right.
But the Southerners and the West Coast, we identified with each other because it was more about music.
Exactly. The sound, the music, the sound. Like Cali got a sound that, like, I love the Cali sound, to be honest. Like when I go out to Cali, last time I was out in Cali was like October of last year. And when I'm out there, I'm riding with my brothers. And so I'm in the car with them. They start playing Mobb Deep. I said, I don't want to hear no damn Mobb Deep. I'm in California. I want to hear all that Cali shit. And they got such a synthetic, I don't mean to say synthetic because that's fake, but like a synthesized, unique sound. And each area, like the Bay Area got their sound. Compton got their sound. Like LA got, like every area got their different sound. And that's what made them unique. And then, like you said, the South, they had their sound too. Now, the South probably took the longest to really get accepted because of the style of music that they started with. Because they was like
infused with the Caribbean, where a lot of the Southerners come from. So it was more about the beat. Like with the New Orleans, it was the bounce beat.
Right,
like,
right.
We were like bass. Like y'all didn't even have bass in y'all songs before.
No, not really. Not like today. Hell no.
The South, we would just we used to have where a nigga would take regular songs and just bass them up. It's a guy by the name of DJ Smurf. A lot of you people might know him.
Yeah, I know DJ Smurf. Another one,
CC Lemonhead. Like all those people, it would take we love bass in the South, and so it was all about the beat. But y'all would make fun of us by the words we would say, because we wouldn't. We gotta say the first Southern rappers weren't lyricists; they were just beat.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. So like when I was young, it was like Luke and the 2 Live Crew. So like that's why I said it was hard. Now when like Outkast, I would say would be like the perennial. Now, of course, I'm not taking away from anybody before then, but when Outkast came out, that kind of is like, okay, y'all gonna put some respect on the South. Y'all gonna put some respect.
That was the first Southern group to get 5 mics from the Source.
Yeah, from the Source. Yep. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to, for my Texas folk, I never really looked at Texas as the South. I looked at them as middle too. But my Texas people say that's the South because you can't forget about Scarface and them as well.
Well, you got to remember what my man
Pimp C
said, Slick Jones.
What
he said, man, how y'all gonna say we ain't the South? You can't get no farther south than South.
Yeah, right.
Technically, geographically,
right.
He's correct. But then, therefore, Chicago could call itself the North.
Right.
So
North, right. So I ain't really look at Texas as the South. But once like Pimp C said those things and stuff like that, and then okay, now Texas is the South because of course Scarface and them, they was nice too. Like Scarface, I would say that the Scarface and the Ghetto Boys, when they hit the ground, they was respected from the gate too. So I would say like this
really, because they were saying you gotta let a hoe be a hoe and all that. It was kind of janky, but everybody knew there was one rapper in the middle of them who could rap, and that was Scarface.
Right, that was Scarface, right?
Because you got to remember, even the New York niggas respected Scarface. That's
really why I'm saying that. Right, that's why I'm really like I'm saying Ghetto Boys. Right, it wasn't Willie D and Bushwick. Scarface was like the face, and it's almost like every group there's always like a face. So like the Locks would have Jadakiss, so Ghetto Boys would be Scarface. You know what I'm saying? Ghetto Boys would be Scarface, and Scarface was the one. Like I never seen a man cry till I seen a man die. Like he put out the songs that the storytelling of Scarface was absolutely amazing, especially coming from Texas. So it was like an earmark, just like the gangster rap from Cali. Because like before NWA, you had Ice-T that was doing it, but it wasn't as received. When NWA did it, that's when like that gangster type of rap was really starting to be received. And then like you said with the bass in Atlanta, because New York, it was all about the drums. It was, now you had beats, but it was about the drums. It wasn't about the boom. It wasn't so much about that as much it was like boom. And then you had to, because you had to be able to rap, and the bass would take out listening to the lyrics because that's what that's what New York was. And so Atlanta brought the bass to it. And so now you have all of it like mixed together to where you still have the signature sounds, but everybody kind of incorporates it. It's not really a bad thing to take Cali sound or take the South sound, because when the South, when y'all really hit,
remember Jay-Z admitted that he blew up from using the Southern producers.
Right.
Before then, he was just out. Remember when he had that one line in his song? I used to try to rap like common sense. So 5 million records ain't been common sense. You had to learn how to switch your flow.
Yeah. So, but to get back to this age, like, so it's not, I don't know, it's just not as aggressive. It's not, it's real sissified in today's hip hop, to where everybody looking at the Drake battle like, and I'm not saying that it's not. I'm not saying that Drake and Kendrick is not a good battle. It is a good battle, but I wouldn't put it in I don't put it in like the Hit 'Em Up, the Ether, the Vaseline. But that Meet the Gram, that beat on that Grams, ding, ding, ding. I play that song back there. Listen, I had my son riding in the back. I'm playing a song. When they go dun dun dun, my son just dun 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 dun. Now he bouncing his shoulders and everything to the beat.
That part of that song, that's called a Southern break beat, is what he has. That part where it does that, the Southern break beat.
Yeah, that was fire to me. But that, like you said, the last song he did, the bounce on that is crazy.
We got somebody over here. He says Tommy has had the same accusations and he wasn't high energy responding to him. Sir, I'm not putting out a rap album. What are you talking about? And what am I trying? What high energy am I supposed to be
Yeah,
having?
I want to know.
You know, I would love for you to come up and say
Shit,
that.
I didn't have no high energy. Listen, when I've been accused of stuff, I ain't got no high energy. Hey, I ain't do it. Bring the evidence.
What I'm
Yeah,
gonna
what
do?
am I? Yeah, I ain't in no studio with a beat behind me rapping about the shit. Now, if I'm rapping about some shit, then yeah, right.
You say you
Like,
didn't
what are
do
we
it.
talking about, man? Like, I don't
But
get people
man,
sometimes.
we gotta do like a show because I love to talk to y'all New York niggas because I can't stand y'all number one because y'all some cocky sons of bitches. Y'all come to the South always talking about back home, and I hate it. And then
Right.
finally got to where we tell y'all, well, go back home there, motherfucker. Why you down here? It's because the rent too high up there, bitch. That's why you down here. So stop
That's
complaining.
facts. That's facts. That's
But no,
facts.
I love the musical aspect of it though, because if you like music, you like all forms of music, and it took New York a long time. I think that's why a lot of people had resentment because it took y'all a long time.
They some arrogant
somebody else's.
Exactly. Like New York is some stuck up bastards. Like I'm from Jersey, so even though I'm from Jersey, which is close to New York,
oh, they still
treat
y'all like second
yeah,
cousins.
that's what I'm about to say. Like exactly, they treat us like we copying. Like the arrogancy that New York has is insane. To where damn near like one of the things they said, like
Redman
you got
used to talk about this. Redman
yeah.
talked about
Yeah, like even the Apollo, they would say if you can't make it at the Apollo, you can't make it nowhere. If you can't make it in New York, you can't make it nowhere. So New York has always had that mystique, even before hip hop. Like when you watch them old movies, they would say you going to New York. So Motown and Detroit had to make it in New York first, and that's like their test. The Five Heartbeats, when they did that movie, they had to make it in New York. That's their test. And so now New York creates this attitude like if New York didn't create it, the shit don't count. And we got to hear you. But New York don't now. New York respects it when you muscle in. So like the groups that we mentioned, when they muscle in, now it's like they bring everybody, and now it's like, oh, y'all been rapping, and then like you said, the South been nigga, we been doing this shit. Like y'all just catching up to us. Like, well, you here now, we listening now. So just go home and play your music now and shit. It's almost like after they accept you, and you try to bring up the old shit, it's like, okay, well, you here now. Let's just play the shit now. Like, what you gonna cry about? What we didn't listen to? You hear they still, even when they accept your music, they still got arrogancy. And not only do they accept it, they copy it. I remember Cameron had a song. It was like it was called "Let Me Know," and in the song "Let Me Know," he was like, "When the f we start bouncing?" Because we started bouncing like the South. When I'm saying we, I'm talking about New York. New York saw that flow, and they started bouncing and doing all the songs that was popping like in the South. The South made New York copy them in a way. New York has never copied like Cali. They never copied Cali music like that. Cali sound has predominantly stayed the Cali sound, but that Southern, like that Atlanta, that Texas, that South sound, New York has absolutely copied that. They copied that.
It is though, because I tell you, you remember the music. Our beats were more of like from the Caribbean side of it, like the African salsa. Like people keep saying that salsa is like these Spanish. No, it is the salsa is African. That and it was infused with that, so it makes you move when you even don't want to. And I remember it because I had a couple of New York homies, and one of them from Jersey, from East Orange. My man Mo. Mo said he hated Master P. He hated all that music, and then he said, "But I tell you what, don't nobody want to hear no Mobb Deep at the club. I ain't gonna lie to you. We'd rather hear y'all music at the club."
Right.
And finally got him to admit that because he's like, y'all niggas, y'all flows is trash. But I'd rather hear Master P at the club than Mobb Deep.
And Mobb Deep, right? Because Mobb Deep gonna make some shit where you listening to the lyrics, the beat is good, but you listening to the lyrics. But if you in the club and you want to dance, you're not listening to Survival of the Fittest. You listening to some shit. If you don't give a damn, we don't give a fuck. Hey, if you like that bounce right there, and they gonna do the step, don't start no shit. Like they gonna like that's some shit.
Hit the trap.
Right. Going down.
Yes, and we gonna say nothing
pop in the club. Right. That is gonna pop in the club. You right about that. Somebody said ATL ho. Yeah, I'm gonna be in
Yes.
Atlanta. I'm gonna be in Atlanta. Let me look at my calendar. I'm gonna be in Atlanta on the 16th, from the 16th to like the 19th of this month. I'm gonna be in Atlanta, and then I'm coming back.
You gotta come through. You gotta come through and broadcast with me.
I definitely will. Yeah, I heard that. I'm a broadcast with Tommy when I come down to Atlanta next week. So not this week, but next week, and I'll be live. Y'all can see we real niggas.
There you go. You'll be able to come through. That's what I'm talking about. They talking about
Yeah, hell yeah.
No, and Atlanta's we a friendly group. And I remember when I went to New York, because the girl I was dating in high school, she was from what is that? Yonkers, I think it's called Yonkers.
Okay.
She's from Yonkers, and she took me up there with her. And I went to play basketball. The niggas out on the court. I'm playing with them. They kept giggling and shit. I was like, why they giggling? And then one of them walked over to me and said, "Hey, shawty, you like catfish and grits?" And I realized at that point they were making fun of how I talk in the South. And it's like their perception of the South.
That's why he said catfish and grits.
Yeah, that's why he said, "Hey, shawty." He was saying it, but he was like exaggerating his voice.
Right.
And I realized, I said, man, these niggas ain't shit. They know I'm here by myself, number one. But number two, like, they ain't trying to get to know me. They trying to diss a nigga off top. Is that just what New York does? Is it just automatically start ribbing anything that ain't New York? Because I'm sitting up there thinking, like, what the fuck? Why would your first thing? Because when you come to the South, our first thing is to be very open and friendly to you. Like and I noticed another thing. Like, I noticed some New York niggas found it weird that we could do something that y'all couldn't. Like, you walk up to somebody that you don't know and be like, "Hey, what's up?" You do that in New York, you might get hurt.
Yeah, listen, man, New York. Remember that white guy choked out a brother on a train. Nobody did nothing. That's how horrible New York is. You could choke a nigga. And I ain't even saying that because it's a white versus black. This is not even a white versus black thing. This is just showing you how they don't give a fuck. Like, New York don't give a. They don't care what you do. As long as you don't talk to them, they don't care what you do. I mean, they sat there and watched him choke a man out. And they like just sitting on the train, reading their newspaper in their phone. Don't nobody think to do nothing. That's how horrible New York is. They'll watch you pee. I saw this one thing. This guy was drunk peeing on himself. Don't nobody do nothing. They don't do. When I say they don't care about you in New York City, they don't care about you in New York City at all. Whereas the further south you go, that's where you get the more friendlier environment, like you said, where it's like, "Hey, what's going right? Hey, what's going on, brother? Have a good day." It'd be just like that. Now, I find myself, I do that all the time. Now, I do it more so because I'm big and black and people don't think we're going to talk anyway. So if I see a brother or a sister, I'll be like, "Hey, what's going on, brother? How you doing?" But you right, though. New Yorkers don't do that. They don't have that sense of, if you speak to a New Yorker, they'll probably look at you like, "What you want, nigga?" And I ain't talking about black people going to look at you like, "What you want, nigga?"
What's up, nigga? What you mean? What's up? You don't know me like that. What the fuck? Hey, I'm just saying. Hey, you too, nigga.
God.
Y'all niggas need to lighten up. Y'all niggas need a hobby or something. Jesus Christ, y'all take some echinacea or something. So speaking of, then, so we got a couple other topics on the table. Speaking of, since you want to talk about something, we'll play something before we go in. You know, I always give my obligatory song. I'm gonna play it in the middle right now.
Okay, good.
Here's another one. This is called "Hell Yeah," the G Mix by my man Gary Dancy. He took one of my songs and put a different beat on it. Here it goes.
All right.
Yeah, it goes 1 for the money, 2 for the freaks, 3 for the niggas that be riding the beats, 4 for them dope niggas, and 5 for the riding on the spinners and hopping out of Fojos. Here we go, the man with the master plan. I never ever hit the spot without the gat in hand. The real niggas that be hopping out the back of bands with more cheese than the Green Bay Packers, man. You know these chip snappers, man. Need to be in Las Vegas, those shitty ladies stacking the bacon like T-Bone, Tone, Mo, Big Rock, and C. And my homies Justin and Josh, the niggas from Cali. Let's hit up the alley, up a laundry dog, and put more work out like Jane Fonda, dog. 95 pounds of that marijuana, dog. Out the back of my 96 Honda, dog. Hell yeah, you hear the word on the street, hell. You hear talking about a thug and his sneak, hell. That's why I really ain't no fucking with me at the bar, drinking straight in the sea and hollering, hell yeah. You hear the word on the block, hell yeah. Claiming he a thug and he not, hell. That's why I keep the raids up at the spot when the boys start bucking them shots and hollering, hell yeah. You hear the word on the street, hell yeah. Talking about a thug and his sneak, hell. That's why I really ain't no fucking with me at the bar, drinking straight in the sea and hollering, hell yeah. You hear the word on the block, hell yeah. Nigga claiming he a thug and he not, hell. That's why I keep the raids up at the spot when the boys start bucking them shots and hollering, hell. When I get up on the stage, they be like, who that nigga? But by the time I grab the mic, they be like, who that nigga? Who that nigga? Yeah, that's me. Singing, do you wanna roll with me? You want G, and you know I'm still dropping them bombs like the heat that I pack in my palm like need a girl on the side of my arm like take her home and you know that it's on like hell yeah, bitch bad with a body like whoa. I be like no, when I see her drop it down to the floor. That picture you and me bumping and grinding like R. Kelly. If you're down later on, you can hit me up on my celly like Nas did and Belly. She didn't know how to act, but I was thinking I'ma hit it on the floor from the back like that there. Cause what you packing back there, you down with it, bitch. Hell yeah. You hear the word on the street, hell yeah. Talking about a thug and his heat, hell. That's why I really ain't no fucking with me at the bar, drinking straight in the sea and hollering, hell yeah. You hear the word on the block, hell. This nigga claiming he a thug and he not, hell. That's why you have to raise up at the spot when them boys start bucking them shots and hollering, hell yeah. You hear the word on the street, hell. You hear him talking about a thug and his heat, hell. That's why I really ain't no fucking with me at the bar, drinking straight in the sea and hollering, hell yeah. You hear the word on the block, hell. This nigga claiming he a thug and he not, hell. That's why you have to raise up at the spot when them boys start bucking them shots and hollering, hell yeah.
All right, now tell me what you think, and y'all give me your honest opinion. That was my song called Hell Yeah, G Mix.
I'll rock with that. Like you be having, like surprisingly, Tommy could rap. And what I mean by surprisingly, like before I met you and started doing shows and stuff like that, I wouldn't think that you was a rapper, right? Um, because of course I don't know your background or anything like that. So then when people, a lot of people say that they rap, and you listen to them, you're like, it's all right. But you actually make some good songs. I mean, and the what I like is the production. You can tell you put some effort into production because the production quality is good and the flow matches the beat as opposed to, you just a nigga rapping or whatever like that. So I actually like the song. The song ain't that bad. Let me look at my chat. Let me see what my chat said about it.
I said, picture you and me bumping and grinding like R. Kelly. If you down later on, you can hit me up on my celly like Nas did in Belly. She didn't know how to act. I used to have a rap.
I was gonna say, y'all. Tommy put the link if y'all want to get the his songs on his album. You put the link in my chat. I believe you already know in Rumble. If you want to click the link, if you want to download, support the brother's music, you can go ahead and click that link right there.
There you go. But I enjoy. I think I enjoy words, and I've been rapping probably since I was 8. Literally 8 years old. I love music. I always been putting out music, songs. That's why it's easy for me to just redo songs. And my stepdad used to be in he used to travel with the Isley brothers. So I remember I met Ron Isley, and I have been always around music. And I never learned how to play an instrument, but I loved rap because of words, and I've always liked words. And I guess rap allowed me to be smart but without people thinking I'm a nerd.
Right.
Because New York niggas was able to use big words.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that's why I love New York rap. Like my favorite rapper growing up, and I know it throws people off, I always picked the wrong horse. I thought Dominique Wilkins was better than Michael Jordan. I thought Kool Moe Dee was better than LL.
Kool Moe was all right. Not Kool Moe Dee. He wasn't corny.
The way I operate, I make miracles happen just for rapping. I'm real lyrically potent, and I'm flowing and exploding. All to see me, I got the potential. I love that because he was using big words.
Right.
That's why I knew I could do that.
Right, but now he wasn't corny. It's just that LL just got the better of him in the battle.
LL buried his ass.
Yeah, LL did get him. LL got him, man. But
LL got a few motherfuckers. Didn't he end your boy Cannabis? He ended Cannabis.
Now see, I think now me personally, I think second round knockout was better. I thought that was better, but I think that was more so the machine because he kind of did Cannabis dirty because he wrote his rhyme after hearing Cannabis. Cannabis wasn't trying to diss him.
Yeah, that was cheap. Yeah, that was
you know what I'm saying? And then in New York, they had this shit called Battle of the Beats, and so they put LL's diss versus Cannabis diss. But what we always knew up here was that they paid to make sure LL won. Everybody knew that up here in New York. They might not know that anywhere else. Yeah, but they paid for him to win. Because if you actually listen to the two songs, Can I Bust?
In essence, it wasn't that good.
It wasn't. Yeah, but second round knockout, I mean, Cannabis had Mike Tyson. You got to eat MCs. Like Cannabis killed it. But only problem with Cannabis is that Cannabis's music was trash. Like his freestyles was fire. When he was on DJ Cool and dropping the freestyles over beats and stuff like that, like he got one of the illest freestyles over Wu-Tang beats. But when it came to making music, making actual songs, he couldn't put actual songs together. And that also happens too. You got a lot of cats that are great freestylers and great rappers, but they can't put songs together. And so that's kind of what made Cannabis fall out. He came out with music. Nobody wanted to hear N-I-G-G, Ometry. Yeah, some song called Nigga Ometry. Don't nobody want to hear that shit, Tommy. The shit was like N-I-G-G, Ometry. Like,
y'all was too hard to please. Since I'm asking you from a New York, New Jersey person, in the South, we heard this song, and it was one of the greatest songs I'd ever heard. I remember when I heard it, I couldn't wait for them to keep playing it again and again on the radio. And it was a song by a relatively unknown at that point, and his name was Nas, and the song was called Life's a Bitch. But a lot of us in the South thought that the guy in the first verse was Nas.
AZ, right, AZ.
AZ, to me, was better in that song lyrically. Did the New York
AZ killed it. No. It was like when Life's a Bitch came out, everybody wanted to hear from AZ, based off that song. Like AZ got his deal. It was like visualizing the realism in life and actuality. Fuck was the baddest. A person's status depend on salary, and my mentality is money orientated. I'm destined to live my dream for all my peeps who never made it. Like AZ came in that bit. Like he came in there.
Got in and let's turn the sentence now. So sitting and please someone
sitting this and quitting. I was touching myself but trying to carry on traditions. Like AZ was a beast on that. You know what I'm saying? So AZ was, to this day, even like up until this day, AZ, especially up in New York, he's like one of those MCs that's just well respected and loved. And everybody, I don't know if everybody say he had the best verse. It probably would flip flop. Some would say AZ, some would say Nas, but for sure, that sparked AZ to go right to the top. Like I loved his verse. Like it wasn't nothing wrong with Nas' verse, but AZ set the tone. Because and you got to think about it, because Nas was the juggernaut at that time. So we're not even when they put the beat on, you're not thinking about, okay, AZ is the feature, that's gonna be cool. But then it's like, damn, this nigga's killing it. So now we got to hear more AZ. So then AZ comes with Sugar Hill. He comes with Uncut Raw. He comes with More Money, More Problem, More Money, More Murder, More Homicide. Like he come with all that music. So AZ was definitely that dude. He was definitely respected.
Production that he didn't get, was it his production? Because when I bought that, I was severely disappointed.
You talking about AZ's album?
Yeah,
Yeah,
his
he
first.
had. Yeah, he had. I don't know. You know, that
It
was
made him
Nas's
really
problem.
cut
In some
that out.
cases, like later on, that was
Yeah,
Nas's and
Nas
AZ's
took too.
problem. Yeah, like I don't know where they picked. Like after Nas' first album and his second album, I don't know where he went with the beats, but like AZ, they, like they would kind of pick the wrong beats and shit like that, man. Because like you would always, the lyrics was always up to par. It was never a problem with the lyrics, but the production or the music selection is what would always drag you away. So now you listen to the songs to ignore the beat just to hear what they're saying, as opposed to blending the beat to where the beat is good and the lyrics is good. Because that's really what you want. You don't want to have to get rid of the beat to listen to the words. You want, like, especially if it's an artist known for wordplay. So if the artist is known for words, you don't want no whack ass beat. Now I gotta listen to this trash beat because he can rap.
And I think that's how Jay-Z changed the game. He was one of the first New York niggas to say, you know what, fuck that shit. I'm gonna go with the best producers.
Yeah, Jay-Z as a rapper was good because because Jay-Z could rap, it didn't matter the beat. So he can go get that down south beat. He can go get that West Coast beat. He can go get that Midwest beat, and he can rap. And he just chose to do it that way. And he learned that lane. And I think he got it from Biggie. I'm not the greatest Biggie fan, but I will say Biggie gave Jay like the flow to stick with, because you know Jay used to be he used to be the fast rapper.
Yep.
And then when Biggie came out, Jay just perfected Big's flow, and then he just knew how to keep it going. So once Jay found that lane, because you got to figure Jay was taking a long time to get accepted, and once he got accepted, word is bond. Yeah, Hawaiian Sophie, originate jazz with Jazzo. He had the originators. He was with a lot of people, and once he got in that lane, he just took off and he stayed right there. He said, I ain't going here. I ain't getting philosophical. He waited until he got them nasty ass dreads in his head that now he want to get philosophical. But at least he had already made all his money. He had already made all his money by that time. So it didn't matter. It didn't matter.
Yeah, them New York Jersey niggas is cold with the backhand compliments, boy. Y'all can't leave it alone. You can't leave it alone. Y'all can't let a nigga live. Why? What is it in y'all? Let a nigga live. Let this man live.
Oh man, I couldn't resist.
Is that why the line hit so hard when Nas said how many Big's lines go
come out your fat lips? Yeah, because he would always be quoting big rhymes. So I mean, listen, that ether, like that's the thing, like with the Drake and Kendrick battle, and I know we got other top, but even with the Drake and Kendrick battle, we don't know for certain if what Kendrick is saying is true or what Drake is saying is true. We really don't. When Nas said how much of Biggie rhymes gonna come out your fat lips, we know that's true. When Nas said, is he Dame Diddy, Dame Daddy, or Dame Dummy? Oh, I get it, you Biggie and he's Puffy. We knew that was true. And I'm gonna tell you something. If you go back to when Ether dropped, you ain't seen Dame Dash in a video dancing again after that shit, man. Before that, Dame was doing the roller dice shit. He was doing all that. He was in all the videos, up, down, and all of that. After Nas dropped the Ether joint and said he did it and he big, you ain't see him the same no more.
Oh.
You didn't. So like that's the difference. Like it was like more truth than fiction, as opposed to now you can just say anything. You know, I mean, Kendrick could be lying for everything that Kendrick is saying. He could be lying, but it sounds good. Like, you know, everything Drake could be saying. Like Drake is saying that Kendrick's son is not his son. We don't know if that's true or not, but it sounds good. So like it was more truth over facts. I'm screaming truth over fiction back then as opposed to now, because you wanted the win to mean something. You didn't want to win, and then we find out that you're lying. You know what I mean? The win it had to have more value. Whereas now it's like I'm a lie on you, and then if we find out later, like they saying that Drake didn't write the back-to-back verses that he did on Meek. They saying the battle rapper Daylight wrote it. So now we find that now when Back to Back came out, that stopped Meek's career for a minute. So now we find out later that he didn't even write it. It don't even mean the same. But you can do that. But we'll never find out that Jay didn't write Takeover, or Nas didn't write Ether, or Tupac didn't write Hit 'Em Up, or Ice Cube didn't write No Vaseline. We'll know that they wrote it, and what they were saying in there was real. Like this stuff is just, it's bubblegum.
Like even when my man Easy came out with it, and he don't get credit for this disc, but Real Motherfucking G's was a really good song for the people on the West Coast. So cool. That song, when he was at a day, he said, because Dre Day only made
Easy's pay, because Dre Day only made Easy's pay day. But that's real though. But that's real when he said it.
It was really what happened. This man got more money off that song than Dre got off of it.
Right. I mean, that's just what it was. Even if you don't like the song, Easy still won because what Easy said was true. You know what I'm saying? So that's like I said today, like these battles, just bubblegum battles. This bubblegum, these Generation 12, Z, XY, whatever they is, they so sissified. Like, and they're not even solid. You're gonna have people that like Drake put out that song, everybody gonna say Drake won. Even the people that were saying Kendrick was winning. Why? Yeah. Because Drake put out the song. So it's not even gonna be a standard to where you're gonna stand with your boy and say he won no matter what. It's gonna be a flip-flop. Nobody gonna examine, they just gonna listen to it. So because I love battle rap, like I love like the real, like what I call the real battle rappers. Like they just had an event this week where Easy the Block Captain was battling Charlie Clips. Now I love that environment. Like I like battle rap because in battle rap, it's like you in front of your opponent for 3 rounds. He about to talk about your mama, your daddy, your dead kids, your unalive woman, whatever. And you got to listen. Battle rappers don't get enough respect because when you think about it, they got to memorize 3 rounds. They got to memorize. They got to go through boos or applause. They got to get stopped. They got to repeat it. They got to rebuttal. They got to hear the other person's thing. Their memory has to be so far superior because if you choke, you're going to be looked at as you lost because you choked. So I'll take battle rap over what they're doing. But I do know we got some other. As you can see, I love this shit. So
I was about to say, I didn't know you had that many. I didn't know you had that many music lovers, especially rap lovers, in your audience. The only reason I kept sticking with the conversation because I kept seeing that so many people seem to be
commenting. Yeah.
Really But while we there, what's the next thing we want to talk about? Because we were talking about one Jew by the name of Aubrey. If I swear, moved to another one of his brethren.
No, that's fucking funny. Well, we can go to the next one. I want to pull up the girl's Twitter page. Oh, you talk about
So there's more to it.
Yeah. So with the Vlad, right? I call him the fake Jew. So Vlad, let me see if I can get the actual article. There's a whole conversation that they had. I don't know if you saw it.
No.
Yeah, so let me see if I can pull it up. Let me see if I can pull up this conversation.
Oh, he's gonna pull it, y'all. He's gonna go ahead and pull it. And while we're doing it, we're gonna we're talking about this guy right here, DJ Vlad, as you see. That's him.
Mm-hmm. Let me see if I think it's on my Instagram. Now let me go in my search here. Yeah, DJ Vlad. Because what he did, so the girl says this is a black conversation. That's what the girl says.
Y'all see Cap like he didn't see it. Cap trying not to get banned.
No, I'm gonna say it outright. I'm gonna say the shit outright. But I'm trying to find the whole Twitter conversation. Wait, hold on, let me see. Because he threatened to get her fired from the job.
Cap said, I didn't see none of that shit. I don't know what you put on that.
You ain't scared now. You ain't scared, right? Let me see. Let me see. Don't get scared now. Well, I'm trying to see if I could get all the screenshots of it.
So they went back and forth for a while.
Yeah. So they went back and forth for a minute, and So she works as a Princeton professor, and so she tried. So when she says, so I guess it's a thread where they talking about the Kendrick Lamar and Drake battle. So DJ Vlad jumps in there, and when he jumps in there, she says, "This is a black conversation. Like this don't include you because he's white." And so she said, so he says, you being a college professor at Princeton, how would the Princeton University feel about you being racist? Is what she said, what he says. And I'm trying to let me see if I can. I might have it on my. I hope I sent it into myself because I have a secondary account. So maybe I sent it to myself in the messages to where I can show it. I'm really hoping that I have this shit because in the conversation, like she wasn't backing down. Like she was gangster with the shit, Tommy. Like I was proud of her as a black woman. She was proud, you know.
And it sounds like she wasn't looking for no sympathy. No, I like that. I
Oh,
don't know if you saw the video. Excuse me. I don't know if you saw the video I put up about the young black girl over in the UK who all them Irish people jumped on. They tried to beat that black girl. They tried to kill that black girl. The whole Irish family. You didn't see it?
I didn't see it.
All them
Oh,
white
okay.
people.
Here,
Go
you
ahead.
said what? No, go ahead. I'm
No,
sorry.
went off on me. White people went off on me yesterday because I did that story because I couldn't believe what I was watching. It was like a 15-year-old girl, and this white woman was out there telling her whole family to come beat this girl. They were kicking the black girl in the head. She was telling them to kick in the head. They was it was like about 5 of them attacking the girl. And come to find out, they ended up arresting about 6 people, including one grown man, for the assault of a 15-year-old girl. And let me tell you, at the end of this fight, that 15-year-old girl was still like she was whooping the one ass, so they had to keep jumping her. That 15-year-old girl still got the fuck up, like when it was over with, like ain't none happened. And I was just saying, I'm proud of the girl. And I went in because I said, look, I may talk about black folks, but I talk about what I think. I said the reason I talk about black folks is like I'm a coach of a team, and I'm going to try to get my team better. That don't mean that your team get to walk in and sit up there and say, ha, that's what you're doing. And a lot of white folks will look at me and think, oh, well, because some of what I do is kind of like porn to them. They get the shit they might have wanted to say, but they keep forgetting. And I had to tell them, I said, first off, you got to know, I said, I'm still black. I said, one of the best things that you should be able to do is tell your people what to do to get right. And I said, so when I saw what was happening to that black girl, I'm going to say the same damn thing y'all would expect me to say if it was a group of fucking black people whooping on a white person's ass.
Right.
And I would be an asshole to not say it. I said, this is a child. And that's the fucking problem, is that y'all think it's okay for grown ass adults to be telling kids what to do. And that's why these kids ain't shit. It ain't even the kids' fault. It's the parents' fault. When you see these kids that grow up with no fucking direction, it's because they had ain't shit parents. And so that they didn't like, oh, but I thought you were different than the rest of them. You're just a nigger like the rest of them. Like, you should see the comments I was getting.
God damn, because they thought you was going to be on their side. So I want to share this, Tommy. I want to share this. I'm going to share this here. So this is the article. So now I'm going to read what's on here. Can you see it? There we go.
There we go.
So now this is DJ Vlad. Now it highlights here that he says, don't try to change your words now. I'll be reaching out to Princeton. So now we're going to find out why. So now when we scroll, let me make sure I didn't mess this up. Oh, hold on. Where did it go? Hold on. Did I share the wrong one?
Look at DJ Vlad.
Yeah, here we go. So now it says DJ Vlad faces backlash for threatening a Princeton professor, fired after she told him stay out of black folk affair. That's what it's, and you see right here, her name is Morgan Jerkins. She says, you are white. This is a black affair. So now when she says that, she said, this is what he says. He says, wait, so a professor at Princeton is telling me that a white person shouldn't be allowed to voice their opinion in hip hop? Is that how you interact with students? And you notice, like, why would he go
immediately?
Exactly. He went into male Karen mode right away. Like he went straight into male Karen mode. He didn't try to defend himself as just being able to speak. He now had to put her job, which is a clear threat. And that's what white folk like to do. When you challenge them, they don't want to challenge you intellectually. They want to threaten your livelihood, which is what he's doing. So
Well,
this
I want you
said,
to call it right. You said that's what white folks do. Let me stop you, because he ain't white, and y'all need to cut that out. Y'all
what
need to
is he?
stop calling everybody white. That is a Ukrainian Jew.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you. I remember Chris Rock said. Chris Rock said. Now he's a comedian, of course, so he was making a joke. But when he said, we ain't got no time to figure that shit out. You white, you a cracker. You Romanian cracker. You Ukrainian cracker. We don't got time to decipher what type of white you are. We just
You
call
better.
you white. But I get
You-
what you're saying. But we was
let me tell you why. Because nobody else would have been able to tag Princeton and told her all these college
right.
campuses
Now that part you're right. Unless
white folks would have never been able to get Princeton even think about doing something to her, because you can be a professor at a liberal campus and say fuck white people and still keep your job, and we've seen it.
I agree. So I agree with you, but I would just add this.
See what happens. Say fuck Israel and see what happens.
I agree, but I would just say so-called Jew. But so now her response is, what I'm saying is that you put your opinion in a discussion that's not needed. This conversation is and should center black people, not you, which really shouldn't be a problem, because when it's about Jewish people, and here's the other thing. When the Jewish-Palestinian war first kicked off, you know what Vlad said? Vlad said to Drake, why are you not speaking on the Jew? Like Vlad tried to call Drake's Jewish side out because he got the Jewish mama saying, why you not speaking on it? So if you want Jewish people to focus on Jewish things, and now you have black people focusing on black things, why you got a problem with what she said? Then he says, don't try to change your words now. I'll be reaching out to Princeton about this on Monday. Now, here's the part that I like about the sister, Tommy. The sister didn't back down. The sister said, semester's over and my contract has been completed. But thanks for trying to bully me out of my job, for centering black people because you got your feelings hurt. Very retaliatory, huh? Nice tactics. She didn't listen. This sister ain't even back down. This sister stood right up to this devil and said, thanks for trying to bully me out of my job. And she said, my contract's been over. So even if you go to Princeton, my contract is over. So I don't even have a contractual obligation that you could even threaten me with. I like that part. But I think there's more.
You kept it classy and didn't back down.
Exactly. She didn't resort to no type of, like, the normal response would be F you, white boy, like that. She did it in such an intellectual way that he couldn't do nothing. Now these are just comments that people made because some people was mad about it. So like it says, Vlad is whack for a myriad of reasons, but in this you can tell he saw a black woman in a predominantly white university and tried to use his whiteness against her. And listen, he just knew when he brought up Princeton, she was gonna back down.
Probably even either make her account private or delete it.
Right. Like get rid of the comment, but she didn't. And I wanted, because he made this comment here, but she responded. I just want to try to find it. Because he said it's called a permanent record every university has. When I went to Berkeley myself, people spew ignorant and bigoted comments, and you publicly. Now, she didn't say nothing bigoted or ignorant. She just said this is a black folk conversation. Jewish people, him being Jewish, he of all people should know that there are conversations that are just Jewish. He should know that. Like, if one person should understand ethnicity's exclusion, you would think it would be Jewish people. You would think it would be him. But here's the problem with Jewish people and white people. They think that they have the right to include and input themselves in everybody else's business, regardless of their ethnicity. And this black woman stood strong with it. And I just wish I could find, I don't know what these, I don't think this, I'm going to play it though. I don't know if this is her though.
Oh, no, it's not her.
Yeah, that's not her.
And see, here's the funny part about it, Cap. I don't agree with what she's saying, and I understand what you're saying. How you're saying everybody else has their space, and black should have their space. I agree,
right.
But he was having his opinion on the rap beef. I don't think you can have Jews be the ones who are putting out your records, Jews being the one giving out the big contracts, but then all of a sudden he can't say anything. But I also don't understand how he tried to use the phrase victim mentality. When you say anything about a Jew, the biggest victim mentality comes out. Perfect example. In rap and music, you can say kill a nigga, shoot a nigga, fuck a nigga mama. But most of these happen to you New York guys, you up north guys. Y'all got censored in ways that which I was shocked because, again, as a young man, I heard my man Meth, he said on a song with Tupac, sticking up Jews with German Rugers.
Right.
They cut that out.
Yeah.
In the same song in which they was talking about killing people, they cut that out. What about your other boy and All About the Benjamins?
I was just about to say, should do what we do. Stack chips like, you can't say like Hebrews. Now, and you think about that, ain't even, how is that even derogatory? He's just saying stack chips like Hebrews.
Yeah, make money like them.
Yeah. Can't say that. You can't say that. And that's why when she said this is black business, now I don't know what part of the conversation they was having that made her say this is a black conversation. So I'm assuming it probably started off with the Kendrick and Drake. And as the conversation is progressing, he probably tried to center himself, which is what most Jewish people try to do, center themselves. Yep. And she probably saying, no, this ain't about, that's why she said, center yourself in a response. So he probably tried to center himself. She didn't allow it. And he tried to pull out his full Jewish card by threatening her job.
Sure did.
I mean, I thought that was, when I say sad, I thought that was some sad, but I was proud of the sister. Again, I don't know the whole story, but I was proud that when she was attacked, she didn't attack it like an unintelligent black person would, like the way that he probably expected her to do. He probably expected her, when she said Princeton, he probably expected her to back down, backtrack, take the post down, delete a comment, maybe
be like how they made Nick Cannon do, how they do with Kyrie Irving. Let me stop. Go ahead,
Cap. No, because the minute that she would have said something like, well, oh no, I didn't mean it that way, The minute she would have said it like that, he would say, oh, I got her, because now he knows, okay, she cares about that job, so because she cares about that job, I could do something to her. But what she did was said, nah, she counted him so well. Yeah, my contract is up. I've been a professor there for years. I'll be back. This ain't got nothing to do with what I do as a job, because it don't have nothing to do. She wasn't on college grounds. She's on a goddamn social media app, having a social media
grown-ass person.
Yeah. And like I said, he went full male Karen mode. That's a male Karen. If I was to say it bluntly, I would say, if I was to say it bluntly, that's a male bitch. That's what that would be the equivalent to. And he did it against a black woman.
Who he claimed, I want you to understand. See, this is why I posted, Cap. Okay. I'm gonna let you know, here's the selfish reason why I posted. Mm-hmm. Okay. One is because I was really proud of her response. Two, because I was saddened that this man would do that. But three, he claimed that that's the reason why he nixed the interview with me, where I sat and talked to this man for 3 fucking hours. He claimed that he didn't put the video out because he didn't realize how anti-black I was and how much I hated. So wait a minute, you had your people call my black ass, bring me all the way out to California and didn't know who the fuck I was? That's the lie this nigga told DJ Academics, that he didn't know who the fuck I was, and that I'm so anti-black, and he got a black wife. Well, if he put the interview out, which his punk ass won't do, because I not only brought up what I gave a beautiful interview, I'm telling you, right. 3 hours, he tried to catch me and all kind of shit, and I easily explained what I was doing and why. And then I had the recorded video of him saying, man, you know, that was a great interview. I'm going to put it out regardless of what Tariq Sheed did. That's what he said out of his own mouth. Now here it is years later. You want to tell people what was in my interview instead of letting them hear it for themselves?
And they can easily just hear it.
Hear it.
That's what I was going to say. They could easily just hear it and judge for themselves.
Mm-hmm. But you're going to sit and keep talking about an interview you refuse to let motherfuckers hear. And then you, Mr. I love black folks, and he don't. but you can
Right.
have killers on your show. You can have drug dealers on your show. He done had all kind of motherfuckers that ain't shit on his show. But what I was saying, and again, he reached out to me. I didn't know the fuck he was.
Right.
Now, after he done did all that and talk about how he married to a black woman, all the black folks turned against me. Next thing you know, he's doing this to a black woman, trying to get a black woman fired from a place where there's a lack of diversity there.
Right. That's
because
the part that kills me.
You on Instagram, bro? Real?
That is insane to me. And then this what she said. She said, which is so he says, hold up, let me get this part. After she says, nice tactic for getting me out of my job. Why do I keep missing? Hold on. I just want to get to this one part that she said. Because this is what she said, which is not even what I said. I find it funny that you specifically chose to respond me, belittle my academic background, and threaten my job when others responded to you in a much harsher way. Very interesting and telling, but you got it. And I think that goes right back to what you said. Like, why did she pick him? Why did she pick her? A lot of, you know how many people disrespect Vlad all the time? Men disrespect. Why did he highlight the black woman?
And was so quick to do it.
Right.
And not even highlight what she said, but he went after her personal life. And if you notice, that's what a lot of, not the whites, but that sect of white. And every time y'all black folks, not you specifically, but a lot of the black folks, the FBAs who tell me, oh, no, they're all white. I'm like, y'all literally came up with a group to separate blacks. The different type of blacks. Foundational blacks versus tethers.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying, so
they created racism amongst blacks.
And yet want to tell me all whites is the same? That means they scared of talking about that one group and they know what they're doing. Right. They see what they would rather.
I was going to say they would rather argue with the Jamaican or the Panamanian or the Dominican. They would rather argue with them than argue with white people. So they'll separate them. They'll say they're all the same, but we're different. This foundational black just is crazy to me because foundation would have to be we founded America. We didn't find shit. We was brought over here on goddamn slave ships. How did we find it? Like white people could say I'm a foundational American. White folk could say that because their forefathers came over here and took it over. Native Indians could even say foundational Native Indians. Black people ain't no damn foundational Black Americans. We were brought over here on slave ships. Found what?
Oh, now you're gonna get started. I know what our next show gonna be. we gonna have to open up. I'm gonna let you talk, and then I'm gonna let you open up the lines. I'm just gonna sit there and do like this.
Yeah, I could do, and it'd be a trip because I think every FBA is phony. Because every FBA that I meet don't battle me on FBA, including Tommy. Now, me and Tommy, including what's the cat's name? What's the cat's name? Tariq. Me and Tariq Nasheed was on No Jumper together.
Oh, really?
And yeah, last year when I said I was in Cali. So now I was in Cali in October. So now just to give a brief backdrop, there's this guy, Whack 100, that I was cool with at one time. He does a show on No Jumper. Now I was supposed to come on there to debate Richard Spencer. Richard Spencer, you know him. Richard Spencer was this big Trump supporter, was, pro-white XYZ. So it was supposed to be me versus Richard Spencer. And so Richard Spencer backs out of the debate. But I'm still coming to Cali. So Whack hooks up Tariq Nasheed, me and him to sit down. So now what I will say is me and Tariq didn't want to go on a white man show arguing. So we wasn't really going to be contentious that way. But I did, when we was talking, he was asking me like, do you accept this? Do you accept that? And I'm like, yeah, I accept them Haitians. I accept the Dominicans. I accept the South Americans. I accept them all. And I didn't get no brushback. Now I'm using Tariq Nasheed as a litmus test because he's considered, he's popular. He's considered like the FBA guy. But whether it's Tariq Nasheed or any FBA that I've encountered, they never challenge me on this person is not black and why. Because when you go into it, the person that's saying they foundational black, and then let's say if you take a Dominican, or let's say you take a Haitian, or you take a Guatemalan, or you take a Panamanian, how are you more foundational than them? That's all
Thank you.
I just want to know how are you more foundational than them? And that's the one that all I ask is just that question.
And what answer did you get?
I ain't got an answer yet. Only thing they'll say is slavery. So I say, well, they were in, like, a lot of people think the transatlantic slave trade started with blacks to America. That's not true. The transatlantic slave trade started in North and South America first.
Which is why the largest group of African Americans, if you want to call them that, is in South America, not North America.
Right. And now, so when Columbus and them came over here to America, they took what we today call Hispanics, the Taino Indians and stuff like that. They took them to Spain first, and then they started exporting those from the west coast of Africa to South America and then to the South. So if you're saying it's slavery, we all shared the slavery together. So how do we share the slavery together, but then you saying the slavery separates us? I just don't make, I don't understand the logic. So when I start talking like that, I guess when they say, like, okay, he might be a little educated nigga, so I can't really make it make sense. I can't really make it make sense to them. Just because brothers got dropped off at different locations off the boat don't now separate us. Like, I don't get the whole FBA thing. So I'm an enemy to them. I hate them niggas. I hate them. Like, because they put it. Go ahead. Said what? No, you got it.
You mind if I play something right quick about what just because somebody in the art said that they brought, apparently WAC 100 brought DJ Vlad on to his clubhouse today.
Okay.
To discuss this, I guess, and somehow my name came up again, and the person in the comment section is trying to say, oh, that he said the reason he didn't put my interview out because I was harassing him to put the interview out.
Let's play it. Let's play it.
Yeah. So first off, I'm trying to let this dude know, how does that make any sense? Somebody kept asking me to put the interview out, so that rubbed me the wrong way, so I didn't put it out. Yeah, but I keep talking about this fucking interview I didn't put out. If you're not gonna put the fucker out, don't talk about it. That would make sense. But then I'm trying to let him know this is what he said when he talked to DJ Academics. This is from his own site. This is from his own page.
I understand your point of view of, like, okay, you may not agree with certain things that the person says. And I had Tazaryach Nasheed on my platform. Mm-hmm. It was actually a relatively good conversation, but it wasn't until maybe a couple months later I interviewed Tommy Sotomayor. Yeah. And Tazaryach Nasheed literally burst into the studio to, like, confront him. Yeah. And, this whole situation just turned ugly and disrespectful. I'm like, yo, I give this dude a platform only for him to come and burst into my fucking studio because he got a beef with the dude I'm interviewing. And Tommy saying I set him up, and then Tommy starts recording my phone calls, and I just say, and the Tommy Sotomayor shit, like, I didn't really realize him, but once, when I look back at the interview, which I never put out, it was like very anti-black woman. You know what I'm saying? And I just said, something? I'm done with this whole fucking genre at this point. All these dudes who are like anti everything and whatever, and their claim to fame is just being edgy, and don't really have actual talent behind what they do. They're not like stand-up comedians, or they're not artists or basketball players or whatever. I said, I'm cool with all this shit. I removed all.
Now he said, don't listen to what he said. Don't have talent. They're not artists. They're not comedians. Says the man who's neither. Right. He's literally neither. But me and Tazaryach apparently have no talent.
All the Tazaryach Nasheed shit. I never put out the Tommy Sotomayor shit. And I said, fuck this whole genre. I'm cool.
And by the way, so in the same almost situation how I got to interview Tate, I almost was going to do something with Tommy. He was not in my
interview. Hassan.
Yeah. And right. And listen, I'm open to doing it, but I remember saying, well, if he's going to be on my platform, it got to be constructive conversation. It can't be like, yo, you're just trying to get off, yo, fuck these black bitches. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if it's,
have y'all ever seen me interview anywhere with anyone and my interview was fuck these black bitches? Name one. Name one interview you've ever seen me do it anywhere where it was not constructive and informative.
See, the problem is whenever you say anything about a black woman, because like what you go through, we go through. Even though like last week when we had the conversation and people say, Cap, you kind of like pandering to black women. Even though I'm saying the black woman is the vintage car. Even though I call a black woman a B word, we say the black woman is a monster. We say all that time. We say the same thing. The real problem is calling black women on their bullshit is not selling to the audience that they capitalize on, which is the black woman. How are we going to continue to hustle her if we bring somebody on that will tell her the truth? And that's what hurts academics. So now the narrative they got to put out is he called black women bitches all day. And I'm not saying whether Tommy has never called them. I call a black woman a bitch before, but if there's a reason to, like for example, the black
but they bring the rappers on. The rappers call them bitches all through the songs.
And
when DJ Academics had that girl take pictures at his house, it was right after what happened with me at Fresh and Fit. And he was like, see, that's why I can't bring that nigga on the show. You can't control him. What happened to him? He threatened to fight the same damn black woman who was exposing him. Wow. The same person. After saying that I exploded, he did worse.
That is crazy to me. That is crazy as hell to me. So that's, I don't know, man. Like telling the black woman the truth is like the greatest thing. And then the black women be thinking that you're trying to downgrade him, but really we just trying to build you up. But you've been being fucking told a lie for the past 30 years. You've been told a lie. And look at your life. Look at your life. Look at your man selection. Look at all the kids you have. Look at the stress you go through. That's why your hair can't grow right. Now, as I'm saying all these things, is it bad? Is it not true? Do black women, when you get in your 30s and 40s or your late 20s and you done been ran through by multiple men, do you not think about your life choices of the men you picked? Do you not think, if you got multiple kids, do you not think about the kids you had and maybe I should have made better choices? So now if we tell you that truth, maybe you might raise your kids better so that they don't make the mistakes that you made. You can hate the messenger, but you can't hate the message. And God forbid the black woman wake up. Let that black woman wake up. Then we'll have this college professor beating the shit out of Vlad. Like, that's the opposite. The opposite is this black woman gets to beat the shit out of Vlad to where Vlad want to try to threaten a job and she can't even win. Or you can have the roach, Sexy Red, out there twerking with the goddamn country singer. Man, I saw that goddamn video, Tommy, and I said, this bitch got to twerk everywhere?
I'm going to have to call you Captain Segway after that. That's pretty good. Y'all don't know what he did, but I know what he did.
I want to come back. I want to come back to it.
In the business, what you did, that was beautiful. In the business, in television,
right?
What you just did was beautiful. That's why I said I'm gonna call you Captain Segway.
Okay. I get what you're saying.
Talk about, and you brought us into it from that one. You did a very
good I get job. What you're saying. I get what
I'm giving you your props.
I appreciate that. But yeah, so like I wish. But I do want to hear what Vlad said with the whack. If you have that, I don't know if somebody sent it to you.
I hope that guy has it. I didn't even see what it was because he said that they had the discussion tonight and it was on Clubhouse. I don't know if Clubhouse is recorded or what. But
what I do know
for a different reason now. So
yeah,
go ahead.
No, what I was gonna say. What I do know is if Whack 100, because I used to be on Clubhouse with him a lot, so I do know if Whack 100 did a Clubhouse with Vlad, it's usually up pretty quick. So I'll see if I can find it. If not, then we can find it.
And I still want to understand why this person, official, whoever the fuck he is, keep on trying to argue with me about what the fucker said. I'm the one who was in the interview. So if he's telling you different shit, instead of trying to tell me you heard different shit, why don't you say maybe the nigga lying since he's told different shit about the same situation? instead of trying to fucking question me like I was on Clubhouse, sir. When you're talking to everybody else, since you sirring me, I'm gonna sir you back. Since you're talking to everybody else, why don't you talk to me, sir? Fuck, you gonna sit up here and you heard what he said right there. So I don't give a fuck what he said today. You should be up there questioning, saying he said something different than what he said on his own damn show. And he brought up my name without nobody prompting him to do it. And he's done it to like 4 different people. For 4 or 5. Because I think he did it with who else he did it with? He keeps bringing my name up. Why does he keep bringing my name up? I don't bring his up. Why does he keep bringing mine up? That is the only reason why I spoke about this nigga, because I had let that shit go and he keeps talking about it. I think he spoke about it when he was talking about it with Corey Holcomb. So you gonna have nigga and y'all okay with it with your pussy ass, sir? Yeah, I'm calling you out your name because I got the mic. But you okay with someone talking about someone, but they could talk to them? You okay with somebody telling you different versions of the same event happening? Has my fucking recollection of it changed from the day it happened till today? My recollection of it is the exact fucking same. But instead of you saying, well, I mean, this dude is giving different damn recollections of it. Maybe he's lying.
Hey, and what chat is this taking place?
It's in yours. There's somebody over there.
Okay. I was trying to look it up. Oh, yeah. I don't even know who that is. That's a troll. But that interview, from what I see on YouTube, it's like, yeah, I don't know him. I just don't I don't really police chats. I like to let them come in there and chat and go crazy.
I like them to say what they're saying. I just like saying stuff.
Yeah. What I you do sometimes?
There go Vlad. There go Vlad up there saying, yeah. Is that what you wanted to see, sir? Is that what you wanted? You want to see Vlad up in there? Yes. Got these niggas arguing. Yeah.
What I was doing early was I was putting the link. I'm not saying we gotta do that now, but I was putting the link in the chat. If you was man enough, you can come in here and talk shit. Yeah, but that interview was like 1 hour and 50 minutes. I don't know the minute. I don't want to listen to 1 hour and 50 minutes of him talking.
Damn.
So if anybody, so when I looked it up on YouTube, it says Wack brings DJ Vlad on Clubhouse, speaks on Drake, Kendrick, Boosie, and more. So I don't know the minute marker though. So if somebody want to click that and give us the minute markers so we can find that, then we can go from there. Outside of that, I don't know if you want to entertain it.
No, I don't. Like I said, I like the way you segued into the last thing we were supposed to talk about.
Right.
Go ahead and lead it up.
I don't have the video. I'm pretty sure Tommy has the video because I didn't want to see the shit, me personally. Listen, Tommy, funny. I think, Tommy, you texted to me, didn't you?
I sure did. That's why I said, let me go and cue it up. We go and cue this up.
Listen, the official,
and I want to tell you what I thought about it because I'm gonna let you speak on it, let them know what it is. But there's a reason I was disgusted, and I don't think anybody else has ever have spoken on why I was bothered. But I'm gonna see what you got to say. Go ahead, tell them about it.
No problem.
So, load the video up.
No problem. So this past weekend, Sexy Red was twerking with country singer Zach Bryan. So country singer Zach Bryan is performing his country song. Now, I don't think the song is about twerking, but all you gotta do is just turn the beat on for this black roach. Like, this is the roach of the black community. I tell you all the time, this bitch need raid. And when I say she get up there twerking, that's all she do. She just it's such, and I wish any black woman that supports her, I don't even realize how detrimental y'all think this is. So all she did was further white people's vision of black women. Now, there go the video. Let's look at it. Get a whole split. And I think the country singer at some point twerked with him. I think the country singer twerked with him too. Twerked with her too. What the fuck is fine? She didn't sing. She didn't rap. Did she get the mic and talk at all, Tommy? Or maybe she
just that.
Just that. I just want to know what. Let me see if I can blow this picture up. Let me see if I can blow this picture up right here. And then the country singer, I got a picture. Sexy Red bent over, and guess who else bent over? The white
The
man
country.
bent over with her. White man bent over right with her. Tommy, you brought this story, so I know you got a lot to say. So I want to hear what your opinion is on this one. When I say disgusted, this make you listen. When brothers be like, I don't want to mess with black women, they use shit like this right here. Because this is disgraceful. This is absolutely disgraceful right here.
Well, thank you for giving me the floor, Reverend Dr. Tazaryach. Let me explain to the rest of the people out there. We both saw this and were disturbed for a myriad of reasons. But I want to tell you what mine was. Here's what I thought, Captain. I want your opinion on this because, you know, I value your opinion. My opinion was this. I said, the reason why the white man was so quick to bring her up there like this, because they know that black women have this incessant need and want for white men to like them. And they also have this want to continue to degrade the black family. This was a 2-for-1. The white man acts like he accepts a black bitch like this one you call a roach that need roach spray. He brings her up. And since we already know the black woman got a fucking desperate want and need to be with him, to want her, he then portrays her as the one he wants, which would then push more black girls to say, oh, they like a ratchet bitch. See, I told you I was going to go there. I was going to go in different places. So they did this on purpose because seeing them say, oh, ratchet bitches are accepted in regular society. And now you're going to see more of them doing it. And the difference is you didn't see one of them white boys marry Sexy Red. You just see them brought her on stage and pretended that this was okay. And that's your problem, black women. You're short-sighted. Short-sighted says ratchetness is being accepted in the regular society. But if you saw the game they're playing, they play the long game.
Right.
They're trying to corrupt not that girl on the stage, but your daughter who's watching it. You, your daughter's daughter. They're trying to make you feel like everybody accepts the worst version of you. When if you were the queen you say you are, you should see the worst version of you and never accept the version of you. I don't give a damn how many Billy Porters the regular society accepts of black men. I'll never say, well, that means more of us should be gay and walk around in suits like that.
Yeah.
The main ones to stand up and say, fuck Billy Porter and fuck the people who put Billy Porter on television. I yield, Reverend Dr. Tazaryach. What are your thoughts?
I think I echo the same sentence. Like you saying that was so heavy because you're right. Like as black girls is watching that dancing and the white man accepting it, you're right. They're in their mind, I don't have to stop twerking because the white man accept this too. I was saying this earlier, like the white man and white woman becomes the god of black people if you're not smart enough. And if your job is to get the acceptance of him, on one breath, you got black people telling you don't twerk. But here it is, the white man accepting your twerk. So why do I gotta stop twerking? Like I can't, I think not. I ain't preacher today. You the preacher today. Because that shit right there will enforce more twerking. Because now I can be successful like Sexy Red by twerking, by wearing these shorts up to my coochie, by twerking, dancing, and then the white man taking the picture with him bent over means he's gonna conform to me. So I don't know what else to say about that other than like that bitch need roach spray. Like that bitch need to, when I say roach spray, like somebody need to spray something on her to make her and the likes of her go away. They make it harder for black men to want to choose black women in 2024.
This is literally why the majority of first round picks in the NBA, and watch what happens later on this year. You take my word for it. When the NFL draft comes, it's going to be the same thing. Those black boys are going to be with non-black women because the one thing you don't want is someone to fucking embarrass you in front of the world and someone to sexualize themselves. Think about it. You got wives. You want them out here sexualizing themselves for the world?
No. And think about it. The white man don't over-sexualize his woman like they
He didn't bring
over-sexualize
hers up
black
there.
women.
No, he didn't bring his woman up there to do that. Why none of the country singer females he brought up there to do that?
Mm-mm. I don't know the country singer, and that's the other part. That's the other part. This bitch ain't even got a country song. This bitch ain't even got, like, if he'd have brought Beyonce out there and she danced or something like that, at least Beyonce got a country song. What was the point of bringing her up there except to take another famous black woman and make her twerk her ass for their daddy, the white man? And that's their daddy. And that's what we got to go outside and fight. So and for the fellas, listen, I understand the pain of the black woman. Now, I just don't give up on her, but I saw that shit there and I said, man, how am I gonna talk about this vintage car we need to restore? This bitch out here running on 4 flat tires. I'm gonna just twerk and make it work. I'm gonna just twerk. And then the white man accepting it. So why she gotta fix herself? Why she gotta correct herself?
Right.
When who she looks up to is
tell us we conquered men. I've heard that from so many of them divestors.
Oh my God. That's why when you say that, I always think of that bitch Cynthia G. Because I remember arguing with her, saying that we conquered, and then this bitch is pregnant by the conquered man, by the very conquered man. That not just like she didn't get pregnant by like a wealthy type of conquered man, black man, or a wealthy type of conquered like a lawyer or a doc. She got conquered. She got pregnant by the conquered Pookie that she was talking about.
Hey.
That's why I don't think none of these black women think they smart, but they ain't smart. Black women, y'all are like the most naive women on the planet. Y'all be sounding so smart, and Ray with the broke up Timbs can take you down in 5 minutes.
My man Space Negro, he hit the Cash App. He said even the pog, what they call a fat ass white girl, country singer, doesn't twerk. They are not making their women that, and they will sit there and allow you. She's literally. I think I said it to someone today. I think it was my daughter. She's the one who sent it to me. I said, she's the bearded lady. I said, you go to the circus to see the bearded lady, but you don't take the bearded lady home.
Right.
I said, they are looking at this girl and selling this girl to our society because they know we already can't control her. The way society is, black men cannot control black women. We need y'all to work with us, because we can't make y'all do anything. And like Tazaryach was saying, it gets very difficult when you see yourself saying, I'm trying to let people know this is a good deal. And while I'm talking to the crowd and saying, hey guys, this is a really good thing. It works.
Right.
Somebody tap you on your shoulder and tell you to look behind you. And you look and that motherfucker back down. You done told these people. You telling these people it works. Right.
You selling the whole thing. Now it works. It's good. Don't worry. It's gonna be just like new. And they looking back and that shit all broke down and all that. Man, it'd be rough, Tommy. It's a
like
rough.
You go to the doctor. I don't know if you've ever been to the doctor and had this happen. Shit hurt. Shit is bothersome. You go to the doctor and be like, it hurt, right? I know it was right there. It was right. I promise you it was right. Like, damn. I know it was right there. It was hurting. As soon as I lifted my leg, it was hurting. It ain't hurting now. Like, and that's what it's like. We're trying to convince somebody that we know what it is. But as soon as we showed up, you acted like, what is it? I think it was a cartoon. This cartoon was hilarious. This man, mouse, the mouse would sing and do all kind of shit. And so he went on the road and put the mouse in front of people to tell them he would charge all these people that this mouse, and the mouse wouldn't say shit whenever the crowd was there. He'd get him in the back, the crowd mouse would start playing the guitar again. He's like, what the fuck? That's what it's like trying to me, big up a lot of black women, because you have reasons to love them. There's one you love your mom, you love some in your family, and they're not like this. But then when you go out in front of the world and you done bigged up this product just to see them be okay with putting themselves down, because Sexy Red did this on her own. She did
Right.
not have to do this. And what I had planned on doing, like a show later,
Mhm.
my problem is this. I'm sick and tired of them being able to call black men coons off any and every fucking thing. And yet
Right.
they never get called coons when they're
Or
doing
what they
shit
do.
like this.
And that's the only thing that you can call her is a goddamn coon. Because she don't do country music. That's not even a country music thing to do. To go out there. Before I do that, shout out to my man Kevin
Shout your
Daniels.
boy out, yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Kevin Daniels. He donated $100 to the super chat. We definitely appreciate that. To answer your question, you shouldn't have told your daughter to have the abortion because that is murder. Just to answer that question. But yeah, there's no if that like okay. Let's take my agreement or disagreement with twerking is off the table. Let's just say twerking is the thing that's done for the sake of argument. If there was an environment where twerking is, I could see, even though I disagree with it, I could say, okay, she's twerking because that's what they do in those environments. But she's in an environment where it's just country music. They do like stepping or some shit, like some country western type of stepping. They don't twerk. So why would you take that up? Like, why wouldn't you just go out? Like, if she'd have just went out there and just moved, she could have went out there and just moved around. She could have did a regular dance. She could have just waved a hand back and forth. There's tons of things she could have did. She said, "Nah, I'm gonna show my whole ass. I'm gonna show you." And let me tell you something, Sexy Red. Nobody cared for that ass. Nobody
It don't look good to me. I don't know what
at
the people
all. The bitch, and I think the bitch got diseases or some shit like that. It's a fucking sewage up in there.
The interview and talked about having 2 of them. And remember, this woman just had a baby.
Just had a baby. She was pregnant while she had the baby.
Yes, and all of this is disgusting and disturbing. And have you noticed white people allow black women to degrade themselves? They brought did you see what's her name went on the TED Talk to do a TED Talk about twerking, Lizzo?
No, I didn't see that.
You lying. You didn't see that?
Mm-mm.
Lizzo did a whole TED Talk, bro, about twerking. They let this big old gigantic bitch do a TED Talk about twerking. The people in the audience can tell you, I am not lying. If I'm lying, I'm flying. She literally went and did this. And I was sitting up here thinking, wait a minute. Out of all the things that they would allow somebody to do a TED Talk on, they would let Lizzo get up there and do a TED Talk on this.
Yes, my booty, my least favorite part of my body. How did this happen? Twerking. Through the movement of twerking, I discovered my ass is my greatest asset. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to TED Twerk.
She said her ass is her best
asset. This bitch is a accomplished classic flautist, and said that. And they gave her a platform to say it. You don't think, and I wish black women would stop thinking they're winning when white people accept their degeneracy.
Right.
They did that with Sarah Bartman. They accepted her. They walked her around the whole world showing off her genitalia.
And that's like they don't even realize the mental slavery. That's Sarah Bartman. You right. Like they don't even realize the mental slavery of your physical and being objective. And then what do black women say? Don't objectify me. Don't look at me in my body. Don't look at me like this. Don't do this like me. And then you got this broad up here talking about her greatest asset is her ass. And so when someone comes to you and say, hey, I just want your greatest asset, can we have sex? What you gonna say? There's more to me than that? I wouldn't. Listen, if she said there's more to me than that, I don't want the lesser part of you. I only want the greater part. And if you said the ass is the greater part, don't get mad at me because I want the greatest of you. If you like, I don't understand. Like,
it is so difficult. Go ahead.
No, somebody in my chat said the return of the mammy, and that like that is, I don't understand. Like it'd be mind blowing how our women, for white men, because when I looked in that little audience, it's all white men in there. How for white men, they have no problem objectifying themselves. If that was black men, what was that called? What was the name of that show?
You talking about Scandal?
No, the show that you just talked about that she was just on.
Oh, that was a TED Talks. That's where you go up and
TED Talks.
Like intellectual.
Okay, if that was the Pookie show, she would have never went on there to do it. She would not go on there in front of a bunch of men and say, black men, and say my greatest asset is my ass. She felt comfortable.
No, she'd have done it because that black woman went on. They let me tell you. Here's my thing. They'd have done it because black women have realized, and I'm going to say something's going to offend you and them. Black women have realized they're not worth much past sex.
Right.
Past sex, they're not bringing anything to the table. If that weren't true, then why is it this so-called most educated group, which I proved that was completely a lie.
Mm-hmm.
But this educated group don't lead their Instagram and Twitter with a picture of them and their degree. They don't talk about their degree. Remember, they claimed that what's her name had went back to school, Meg Thee Stallion, and yet what does she do all day on Twitter? Does she do anything educationally? Nope.
Nothing. She doesn't use what you with all that education. You think she would say, okay, I had to twerk to get in this position, but now that I got this education, you think she would use that? That's the opposite. She would be like, what's the bitch from Players Club? She would be that bitch.
Yeah,
Diamond. Players Club, Diamond. She would be like the real life Diamond, because Diamond was going to the strip club for college. So she doing all the twerking for college, graduate. She could have left that alone and did something with the college, but she resorted back to what she know. Like, I remember we was debating Angel Reese. I'm sitting there trying to defend Angel Reese till I see her damn Instagram page. And then when I look at her Instagram page,
so
she
you
got
saw
a
what
breast,
I was saying,
right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So she got a breast out. She got it, and she told her, y'all objectifying me. Well, what? You can't objectify nothing that ain't being objectively out there.
You literally got a mold of your vagina. You didn't see when she got the vagina mold? Got them to put the thing on there so she can have a mold of her, so you can buy a mold of her vagina?
No.
Caitlin Clark didn't do that.
It ain't even about comparing to the white woman in that regard, because that wasn't really what I thought at the surface level was them not allowing them to have the same level playing field on the field. But the objectifying part, I'm like, because I didn't really know too much about Angel Reese as far as like her social media. But once I saw the social media, I'm like, what are we talking about? Like
you objectifying yourself.
I mean, that's all you could be. Like you put your breasts out, you put your legs out. If you put out just, let's say if she was just putting pictures of her playing basketball, so of course her legs show with the basketball, and
yes.
And you say you objectifying me from the game, I'm with you. They objectifying you. But if you dressing scandalously and presenting yourself that way, as I'm gonna use the other guy, Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle said, he saw a woman that he said, imagine you go to the club, you see a woman, she looks good, but not good in the classical way. Good in like she has her ass poked out, skirt all the way up, she got her breast popped out, and you say, damn, look at them titties. And she say, just because I'm dressed this way doesn't give you the right to talk to me this way. And Dave Chappelle said, you are absolutely right. Just because you're dressed that way does not give me the right to talk to you that way. But you have to understand that is fucking confusing. If I see, he said, if I put on a cop uniform, somebody gonna think I'm gonna be an officer. So you can't dress and present yourself that way, especially in today's time, and then think that you should be respected based on how you dress, because we are taught not to respect a person that dresses that. We are not taught to respect a woman that dresses like that, provocative. Nobody's taught that.
I don't know if you saw the one where she puts on the outfit and pulls it up so you can see her pussy print on purpose. Just things that she used to keep doing again. And I know you said that's not how you looked at it, but that's how I looked at it, because they kept asking, why does Caitlin Clark get more?
I didn't know that. Right.
So I kept pointing out why it is, because Caitlin Clark plays basketball and the sport is about basketball. Literally, Angel Reese is an IG thought. You saw that when you went to her page, did you not?
I agree. That's what I'm saying. When I looked at her page, it's like, okay, they not. I had to say, I'm not going to say none of it is black and white, but I would say it could be 50-50 or 55-45. That maybe it's just the way that she's conducting herself online. When you think about take it to the NBA, for example. The NBA likes to present like a clean image. So
Sure
like
does.
like a Ja Morant, when he was doing all that wild shit, he's not, although he's talented and they want to put him on the front line because Ja Morant is an up and coming black player. He was good, phenomenal, frenzy. I like him. But then he keeps getting in trouble. He keeps having the gun, so they can't let him be the face because of his actions. So I can't deny that the way Angel Reese conducts herself on her IG does not play a part into why she doesn't get the push, because if the WNBA pushes her, they're going to go to her social media. And when they go to her social media, you're going to have some conservatives that say, and when I'm saying conservatives, they could be black or white, that's going to say, why are you propping up this woman that prints her pussy out? Why are you propping up this woman that dresses this way? So she's almost her own enemy to an extent. Because if you're going to be that way in private. Like, even I know me as, now I'm not putting myself in no big time celebrity status, but in the Israelite world, I'm at the top. Like, I'm one of the guys that's at the top. So I know that I can't say certain things, even if I want to. I can't post certain things. I can't take pictures and put certain things up, because if I do that, people are going to say, Tazaryach, I didn't know you represent yourself like that. You can't be the Israelite that we talk to and go to and stuff like that. The reason why they talk to me is because I don't do those things. So when you want to be in a certain position, it comes with denying certain things that you would want to do. So that's what I would say about that.
Somebody named Avis in the comment section. That's why I'm almost done in your comment section. I'm almost done with some people. Some people are just stupid. And I don't mean to call you stupid, but what you just said was stupid. Karl Malone had a baby with a minor, and they still let him make buckets. Is anybody saying that Angel Reese can't make buckets?
Oh, yeah,
and when you say he had sex with a minor, this was pre-internet age. No one even knew who he had sex with, right, or he had a baby, ma'am. So you done heard some on the fucking internet today, and now you want to sit up here and say they let him make buckets. They didn't let him do anything. Karl Malone was one of the greatest scorers of all time, ma'am. They didn't let him do anything.
They bad. They say I put it in the form of a question. It's too late. You got to be careful.
It's too, they don't give a fuck. Like you're saying, this shit is stupid. You're trying to compare things that aren't the same.
Right.
He just gave you what was the same. Ja Morant. Mm-hmm. Ja Morant's behavior, we couldn't call it out. Like, brothers who want to stick up for brothers couldn't stand up for Ja Morant, could we? Like, at that point, we had to concede. Because if you use this argument, then it becomes real disingenuous when a real argument comes up.
Right.
Like the Sexy Red thing. You cannot use Sexy Red to then try to have a real argument about a black woman being mistreated. You can't. Right. So that's why he brought up Ja Morant, because most black folks said, dude, they were giving you the keys to you were the next face. He was the next,
right? That's right. He was like, and they was playing good, going toe to toe with the Golden State Warriors and all that stuff like that. He got hurt, so they was looking for him, but the off-season antics got in the way.
And to do it twice.
Yep. And
it's like even you didn't learn from when they told you, okay, because they set him down because they knew he was going to be the face. Like, dude, you about to fuck up $500 million in your own pocket.
Right.
And he wanted to prove to, and a lot of us run into that. And I feel bad for young men. Same way for young girls. And I got two of them. I feel bad for them because many of them feel like they must act a certain way to get along with the blacks. I've been in that position where I thought, well, I must say this so I can have these black people like me. Do you know what black people are doing? They don't care to see you fall. They made fun of MC Hammer when he lost all his money trying to help black folks. They make fun of any one of y'all. If y'all lose y'all position, black folks don't come help to lift you back up. They make fun of you when you do. When Whitney Houston lost her position, black folks didn't help lift her back up. They made fun of her as she lost it. When y'all see all of these rappers or entertainers or whoever it is lose their money, you know what y'all end up doing? Making fun of them. You don't lift them back up. You got a big donation up there. Go ahead and read that.
Oh, God damn. It says, I didn't even see that one. Let me go on my StreamYard and pin that to the top. Shout out to Tommy for catching that one. Let me see.
No, man,
not that one.
This is about business, man, and about somebody that's showing that kind of respect.
Hell yeah, man.
Remember, anybody can write a comment. When you put your money behind your comment, that means you give a shit about what's going on.
Exactly. So now what I would say, so Kevin Daniels says, sorry to interrupt, but is my daughter allowed in house with her baby, just not sure what to do since she is with an Edomite. She is using my car. Do I take it back? No, you love your daughter and you can love that child. You just know that child is not an Israelite. That's a white child, but you don't have to stop loving your daughter. A lot of people get confused. This is a biblical question, Tom, and that's what they're asking. So biblically speaking, the Israelites couldn't mix with other nations. And when they would mix with other nations, could the children of those nations be a part of Israel is the question that he's asking. So biblically speaking, when Moses had those heathen wives and Miriam came up against them, the Lord stood in the way and said, you don't have a right. He actually gave Miriam leprosy for opening her mouth. So the sin, he gave her leprosy for opening her mouth. Listen, he actually said, if your father would have just spit in your mouth, spit in your face when you was younger, he would have taught you humility, is what he said. Yeah, that's what the black woman needs sometimes. That Sexy Red for sure needs somebody to spit in her face.
So biblically, the shit I've been doing for 10 to 15 years is correct. Biblically, it's correct. I've been telling them different passages. I didn't know that one, but I would use different passages. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's in the book of Numbers. So you don't have to stop loving your daughter. You don't have to stop caring for your daughter. That's still your grandchild. It's just an Edomite. The only thing is, like, you wouldn't bring the child to, Israelite functions and stuff like that. So I hope that answered your question, brother. I definitely appreciate the super chat that you donated. I'm gonna send you a free oil on the house for you doing that. So if you can message me, you can find me on Instagram or Facebook, Tazaryach. I'm Tazaryach on both of them, and you just hit me up, and I'm gonna send you something on from my business, Call Gas Collections. I currently have a 25% off sale, by the way, and for the black ladies that's struggling with your hair, I got my new hair tonic to help your hair out. But I definitely want to send you something for the donation that you gave. So I hope I answered your question, brother. Shout out to Tommy for seeing it, because I wasn't even looking at the chat at the time. Good looking, Tommy.
No problem. And I want to say this to the young man, just from my standpoint. Love that child, because he could grow up to be one of the hottest rappers and one of the most emotional rappers it is out today. He could be. He could grow up to sit up there and have his hotline bling. He could grow up to be that. So don't bring him to the functions, but as soon as he grow up to be Drake Jr., Wheelchair Jimmy.
Fucking crazy.
You put him to the side, but always be ready to bring him back out. That you always got to be ready to use. You put it to the side, you can always use it again. No, but that's a strange. Is that something that comes up? And I know that's not what we're talking about. But is that something that comes up a lot with a lot of men in your community that are getting into the community, trying to balance what they have versus what they're learning?
Yeah, so they actually do. So some of them could be married to a white person, male or female, and they wonder are they supposed to divorce them or something like that. We say no, because divorce is unlawful. So you just stick with them. So you just got to learn to live with what you did. So, but it is a lot of things that come up like that. And so, we try to answer the questions really, because I think he said he kicked his daughter out already. Really, I would have liked to have him asked the question before he went to that route, because then now he realizes he messed up. So you get advice. And so we always advise that if you're going to be in the Israelite faith and understand it, before you make any decision, you should always get counsel, especially in the beginning, because you may not know what to do or anything like that. So you definitely want to get counsel so that you can make the right decisions and choices, because that was not the right decision. But there's always a way to rectify it. So I put my number in the chat for him to call. So hopefully he does call.
And I also want to remind my audience that Kevin Daniels has donated $300, and that's fucked up that this one man has donated more than y'all have. Just let me know y'all don't appreciate what the fuck I do. Just let me know y'all don't appreciate me, because I would have seen your donation come up. He wouldn't have had to tell me. I would have seen it.
Look at that. Look at Tom. I was scared. I would have Tom.
If you had sent me that, let me tell you something, Kevin. You'd have sent me that too. I'd have seen it immediately. I'd have seen it. I would just let you know. I'd have been like, "Hey, Kevin."
Tommy's saying, Kevin, I wouldn't need it Tazaryach to tell me. I would have just saw it right away if he donated to me. Now, Kevin, Tommy's such a good brother. That's the brotherhood Tommy and I have, that he made sure to tell me about it, man. That's the good brotherhood we have. So shout out to Tommy, man.
So I'm gonna tell you, this fine ass bitch over there was trying to get your attention, bro. I'm gonna tell you, I'm not gonna be like, let me let him go, keep walking.
Right.
Talk to himself.
Right,
I think that's what we have lost a lot, and that's why I was upset when the show started, because I just think that we're so afraid of losing things, and that's why a lot of black men are afraid of telling black women something, because we'd rather have the chance of fucking you.
Right.
Over thinking we'll say something which will delete that you will never give me a chance to sleep with you now because I said something that's true. I said something to help you. And I tell women all the time, I'd rather help you than fuck you. And I enjoy fucking. But I honestly would rather, and I've had it happen. People have seen it. I had 2 girls come to my house when we was getting ready to have like a threesome. We ended up talking all night long because they're just asking me questions.
Thank God.
And I'm answering them. And the girl said, one of the girls said, I've never seen a man do this. And I said, well, if I fuck y'all, I ain't gonna last number 5 minutes anyway, and you'll forget it in a month. I said, but if I give you what I gave y'all, you'll never forget it. Do you know this happened in 2014? Do you know both those girls still are in contact with me today? One of them's married, and they say that conversation with them changed their life. And that matters more to me, because who the fuck I'm gonna go brag that I had a threesome? Who am I? Who's sitting down listening to this conversation anyway? But if you brag and say that you change people's lives, that shit matters. And it's more edifying to the individual than that little bit of joy that you get, to me.
Right. I think he calling me now. I put my number in the chat for him to call me, but I didn't want him to call me while I was doing the live. Hello? Is this Kevin? Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. All right.
That's him?
Yeah, that was him, because I put in the chat to call me to get advice. So he called me, and so y'all heard it on the record. So he said he's going to call me tomorrow, and then I'll be able to give him advice. And advice is so important. I just want to highlight, thank the Lord that Tommy did not have the threesome. Thank the Lord for that.
What?
Thank the Lord that you can't have threesomes, man.
What?
Yeah, you can't. That's unlawful. You can't have threesomes.
But if I have multiple wives, I can't be with them at once?
No, you got to be with one at a time. Yeah. I don't. Yeah. That is fun.
No.
Take it from me. I know it is fun.
At least watch.
No, man.
They can't even watch.
No.
Can my friends watch?
Shut the fuck up, son. No, they can't watch.
Cap don't want to talk to me outside the show. Y'all see why he won't answer my phone calls now? I'm calling me, be like,
now
see why. God,
crazy, man. No, man, you can't have threesomes. They can't watch. You can't let no other niggas watch. It's your wife, man. Man, Tommy is crazy, man.
Man, I'm gonna have to rethink this Hebrew Israelite stuff now. Now I'm gonna have to rethink it. I can't have a threesome with my wife.
No.
Well, biblically, why can't I?
Because that's lesbianism. And
no, they ain't gonna do nothing to each other.
Listen, but they seeing each other's nakedness, and you can't see each other's nakedness in the law. Yeah, so 2 women, like in today's society, naked women being around naked women. But let's take it off of man. Like naked women being around naked women, that's normal. You know, they walk around their titties and their ass out, just walking around with each other. But biblically, you can't do that. That's unlawful. They can't watch either. They can't do none of that.
Jeez. Can they listen?
No, listening gonna be worse because if they listen, I can tell you some stories. Hey Tommy, I know. Listen, man, I know this story. This brother, he had his wives and staying in the same house, and while he's having sex with one, the other one is banging on the walls while they're having sex because he can hear it. So I don't know if you want them to hear it because women are competitive. So if they hear you going to town on this one, but you didn't go to town on her, it might make them jealous. So I don't even have mine in the. I don't even have mine in the same house together.
See, that's why again, I just need to have a threesome with them. They won't be competing. We all having a good time.
Nah.
So I'm gonna tell you, unlawful once they came in. Mika said she would listen. Mika had oh, it made me waste my juice.
You done made Tommy spill his. You done made Tommy spill his damn juice.
Even though she talked shit about me, I knew I did.
Listen, that's why she one of my moms. She talks shit to me too. That's what she do. But I'm gonna tell you, when I was growing up, even before I was an Israelite, I always thought a threesome was a waste of a nut personally because you're only gonna have one nut. So I always thought
you must have been drinking the right potions. I didn't
what I mean is I always wanted whatever my intimacy was to be one-on-one. When I'm saying waste, even if it's multiple, it's still only one with two. The math just didn't math to me. I'm sorry. The math just never mathed.
Now you up here. Now you capping. That's why they call you cap. You cap for these women. You know that that's ain't nothing like having one sit in your face.
I never, nah.
Woo! Man.
I never desired that. Ever.
The only time I had a threesome and I didn't enjoy it, well, I had one where the women didn't get along, so that wasn't fun. But the one that I had where they got along, but I didn't like it. The one where I had where they got along and I didn't like it was twins. I slept with twins and I thought, but these bitches look just alike.
Yeah, we definitely want to.
This was stupid. I really said it to them too. I said, I didn't enjoy this. They was like, but why? I said, well, because it was the same one. Okay. Yeah, I get that you're different people, but you look the same. So I didn't like that.
Yeah, but all of that. All of that was sin. So we gonna stop this part of it. We gonna stop this part of the show.
Why you judging me?
Hey, Jesus said, "As I hear, I judge."
You said this was a safe space. You told me before I came on here, you said it was a safe space. You said this was a judgment-free zone.
Right. All I said was, that's enough of that. I don't want to hear no more about Tommy and whatever, because ain't no telling. Tommy's such a damn open book. Ain't no telling what he gonna say. So I just want to stop it there. I don't want to hear it. I think I'm good. I don't want to hear to be honest, I don't really want to hear no man's, sexcapades. So I think we good. I think we good on that one. I think
Mika said she'll listen.
He gonna remember that.
Everybody
gonna remember you said.
Mika said, no, let him finish. Let's see where he's going. Let's see where he's going with this story. I'm mad at Mika. I'm an inquisitive person. Go ahead. Tell us what happened.
Boy.
Well, I've had a wonderful show. I know you got a lot of shit to do.
Yeah, and, I'm actually about to go pack some orders in a second. So yeah, it definitely was a hell of a show. I didn't mean to cut you off. Sorry, Tommy.
No. I was just saying I'm trying to do what you had to do last time. You had to tell me, nigga, I gotta go. Shut the fuck up. So I'm trying to learn. You got to slap me in the face twice. I'm trying to say, okay, I try not to be that person. I got to keep telling the motherfucker the same thing.
Mm-hmm. No, this was definitely a good show. As always, we try to bring it to y'all once. If we could do it twice, I know my schedule was a little hectic this week, but we definitely try to bring it to y'all once or twice a week. This is the rundown, the TNT show with Tommy Sotomayor and Captain Tazaryach, man. I look forward to what we're gonna talk about next week. And then 2 weeks from now, I'll be in Atlanta. So look forward to seeing me and Tommy together in
In
the
studio.
flesh, in studio together, rocking it, man, and getting it in, man. So until next time, man, Tommy, you want to close out?
Well, first off, thank you for having me again. I enjoyed it. I want to say Kami Shakur said he sent a cash app and he said he's up late and he said, "What's up, Hebrew brother?" I want to thank you for a lot of the Hebrew brothers. I know they have always shown me love from the first time I started doing. I think one of the first groups to validate what I was saying and said, "Hey, y'all seeing it wrong," was the Hebrew brothers. So they have always shown me love. I've never had no beef with them. Whether they agree with me or not, they have allowed me the grace to say what the fuck it was I was saying. And many of them would get on the streams and explain what I was saying. That used to shock me. They would be like, this is what he's trying to say.
Right.
And I guess now I see more than I've been around you and listening to you, that y'all kind of have this thought of y'all want to raise up the women. And if you listen to what my man why did Farrakhan say it? He said a nation cannot rise above its women. What our women put out there for the world tells the world what kind of men we are. Think about it. The reason why men are afraid to get married, if I marry a hoe, what does the world think about me when they see this hoe on my arm?
Right.
No one respects me. Because they don't. You've proven to them what you hitched your future to proves you make bad decisions from man to man and business to business. And that's all I've been trying to tell people for years. It is very difficult for any stable, well-meaning man to sit up there and hitch his wagon to Sexy Red just because she black. You cannot put us men or no group of men in that position to accept less than. And you damn sure shouldn't have to watch black men see what the fuck became of Eve when she got with a white man. She now decides to tone it down, but she didn't find a black man worthy of toning it down. I don't like that. So I will constantly speak about that because one, I have two little girls that are, well, one of them's a woman now. And because of who they are, I believe they deserve good men just like good men deserve good women. And we should all put our children out there that way. Go ahead.
And I just want to add with what you said. And here's another drink black women need to understand. I was saying this the other day. Black women need to realize two things. One, when the white man put you in a position that you felt like he was making you more successful than the black man, instead of you taking that opportunity to belittle the black man, you should have saw the white man's strategy and used it against him. You should have took that success and helped the black man, because here's what you don't even understand. The reason why the white man would make you appear to be better, let Sexy Red twerk, because as long as the black race has the black woman in charge, they are not a threat. As long as the black woman can look like she's the one in the position of power, she'll never be a threat, because no woman, any village of people, any ethnicity where the women are in charge are not a threat to the other nations. So as much as Farrakhan makes that statement, you're only good as the black woman or as the woman is, he's speaking from a place of correcting that woman so she can be better.
Yes.
But if that woman doesn't understand that without that black man being in charge of her, we're going to fail, we'll always fall. And if you just look, the black woman, this society let the black woman appear more educated, more intelligent, more independent. And then look at the black nation. And then just look at life when the black man was in charge of her. So you got to go back to the 60s. And when you look at that, our
60s,
houses
40s, 30s.
Yep,
20s.
that's what I'm saying. 60s below.
We had the highest in marriage rates. We had black businesses that were thriving to the point of where white people had to come destroy them.
Yep. And now now all you got, like, there's a saying that say history teaches itself. So the black woman got to look at history. And as independent as you are and as fucked up as we are as a nation, you have to take your responsibility for the role that you play. Because you could have took that education. I'm not telling a black woman that don't get educated and don't get no money. But just don't think that that means now you can belittle the black man because you did. You should use that. If a black man was to do that, was to get more educated, get that money, he gonna bring that black woman. Oh, listen,
will.
I was telling my wife today, a black woman working at a cash register at Wendy's will get hollered at by a black man. Because a black man looks at a woman like, I can build her, I can do this with her, it doesn't matter. Because of course, we always think breadwinner type of mentality. A black woman sees that black man like that and won't see the vision that you can, like, you won't even bother to see why this brother's in this condition. Is he going to college? Is he going to school? What's his plan? Where he's going to be at in 5 years? A black woman don't even think like that. And the minute you change your mentality, the minute you'll have a better life experience to where you won't think your ass is your greatest asset, like that bitch like Lizzo said. So with that, man, yeah.
I was just gonna say a prime example of that is white girls in high school and college. They usually find their mate and their forever mate there. I remember being in high school. I don't know how it was up north, but in the South, the high school girls were dating the drug dealers who weren't even at school, and they would tell you straight to your face, you lame, you broke, and like, bitch, we both in high school. What was I supposed to be doing? Which literally made a lot of brothers in school say, fuck that, I want to go sell drugs, because the women did not want to. Those women, how many black women you know married their high school sweetheart? They didn't even have a high school sweetheart. They were fucking a nigga on the block.
Thanks.
So it was it's a bad look, man. I'm sorry. I'm gonna leave my people. I'm gonna leave y'all with one more song before you go. I'm gonna leave you with a short song.
I was waiting. I was waiting.
You know I gotta leave you with one.
I knew it was listen, I know we don't end the show without a song. I know the song coming.
So I think you might like this one. Ladies and gentlemen, this song is the last song on my album called The Dick Jones Experience. And it's called The Last Episode of Friends. Let's see if you like this.
And ain't no need me sitting here trying to pretend that your girl ain't watching me like I'm the last episode of Friends. And ain't no need me sitting here trying to pretend that your girl. And ain't no need me sitting here trying to pretend that your girl ain't watching me like I'm the last episode of Friends. And ain't no need me. That's right. Sitting here trying to pretend that your girl ain't watching you pretending, dog. I'm the last episode of Friends. And ain't no need me. Sitting here trying to pretend Thursday night, 9 o'clock, 8 all in my face. Like I'm the last episode of Friends. Fuck around, bitch, trying to T-boy, nigga. Sitting here trying to pretend. Can you come straight on work? Let's do the TV guy, look for me. That's crazy. Hey, look, dog. I know you're mad right now, so I'm just going. Hell no, that bitch gonna bring a smell ass cat. Experience. Mr. Marbury, Thomas Harris, baby. Of OCP, you know, cause ain't a hoe out there for real that don't know about me.
What'd you think?
Hey, Tommy, man.
Let me get
I love your production. That production, I love it. I like the beat. I actually like the beat. I don't know, when I be vibing, I don't be fronting vibing. You know what I mean? I like the song. Like, you got some good shit. I can't front, Tommy. You got some good music, man. Can't front, man. I look forward to it. That's why I was waiting for when we was closing out. I'm like, when the nigga gonna mention the song so we can hear the little song he got and shit, man. So I like the music, man. You gotta tell them so my audience can hear again. Where can they get the music again?
You can get that on, just go look up Bandcamp and look up Tommy Sotomayor, or you can just go to my website at tjskoc.com and you'll see all the links to all of my stuff. Thank all of you guys who hit the Cash App for me, and thank all of you guys who hit the Cash App and hit the I forgot what that thing is called on YouTube for my man Cap Tazaryach.
Super chat. The super chat. Yep.
I'm gonna let you kill it for us.
No problem, man. Again, welcome to the TNT Rundown. We do this, like I said, every week, guaranteed. Sometimes we do it twice a week. Look forward to where we talk the current events or hot topics. Sometimes we agree. Sometimes we'll disagree. What you guarantee, though, is to get the ultimate honest opinion from myself and Tommy Sotomayor, man. Until next time, we'll see y'all later. Peace.
Peace out.